stay on my cell phone, trying to block you out. Wonder why you're still here, get out of my house. Keep touching on me, I'm a lot of rounds. Guess I'll go one more, only if you bounce. I don't mean to be rude, I'm just being honest. You asked for the truth, I can't make a promise. We could be through, but you don't wanna stop this. Love is the rules, can't find one true. It's getting late, I said too much. Look at me strange, I'll be too blunt. I'm easy to hate, I'm hard to love. But you love me anyway, or is it lies? It's getting late, I said too much. Look at me strange, I'll be too blunt. I'm easy to hate, I'm hard to love. But you love me anyway, or is it lies? Said I'd be in bed, I'm wide awake. Tracing my steps, get my new mistakes. We had a drink, but one turn date, yeah. I call it fun, why'd you say it was fate? I don't mean to be rude, I'm just being honest. You asked for the truth, I can't make a promise. We could be through, but you don't wanna stop this. Love is the rules, can't find one true. It's getting late, I said too much. Look at me strange, I'll be too blunt. I'm easy to hate, I'm hard to love. But you love me anyway, or is it lies? It's getting late, I said too much. Look at me strange, I'll be too blunt. I'm easy to hate, I'm hard to love. But you love me anyway, or is it lies? Strange, I'll be too blunt. I'm easy to hate, I'm hard to love. But you love me anyway, or is it lies? It's getting late, I said too much. Look at me strange, I'll be too blunt. I'm easy to hate, I'm hard to love. But you love me anyway, or is it lies? To say I'm fine if you wanna leave, but I'll be better if the sun stays bright on me. I keep my head above the water when I go in. I hope I know I'll stay afloat if the world does end. I wrote a note to say I'm fine if you wanna leave, but I'll be better if the sun stays bright on me. Yeah. Better if the sun don't leave. Better if the moon and the stars they see. Better if the words to the song finally get sang along and the world finally shines on me. Better if you never even thought to leave. Better if the devil never noticed me. Better if the tears that I shed late at night in my bed added up to a cup of tea. One day we'll be up, I promise. Yeah, look at me, mama, finally got design. Finally got you a crib, took you to Bahamas. Finally got Papa all the golden Rolex watches. Finally got me a place I could call my own throne from the songs that I wrote from home. Don't know where I go, but I know the road, cause I know I keep my head above the water when I go in. I hope I know I'll stay afloat if the world does end. I wrote a note to say I'm fine if you wanna leave, but I'll be better if the sun stays bright on me. I keep my head above the water when I go in. I hope I know I'll stay afloat if the world does end. I wrote a note to say I'm fine if you wanna leave, but I'll be better if the sun stays bright on me. I hope I don't go under when I start to feel like I'm gonna choke. I heard the voices telling me I should let it go, but I ignore them cause it's all I really know. All I ever really wanted, something for the tears and the pain and the drama. Something for water to come, get a couple commas. Get a little better than the days in the apartment. Never sent a say I'm fine if you wanna leave, but I'll be better if the sun stays bright on me. I keep my head above the water when I go in. I hope I know I'll stay afloat if the world does end. I wrote a note to say I'm fine if you wanna leave, but I'll be better if the sun stays bright on me. I keep my head above the water when I go in. I hope I know I'll stay afloat if the world does end. I wrote a note to say I'm fine if you wanna leave, but I'll be better if the sun stays bright on me.
And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream. My name is Brian Mansell. I'm a sports media professional who's been working in the industry now for a few years, and I got a podcast or vodcast, whatever you want to call it, where we talk everything that is and will ever be football. Now, of course, in the past we have talked about other sports, but in recent times, I've felt that the best thing we could do is talk football. Because football is the best sport, is probably the top sport in America right now, especially with everything going on, playoffs right around the corner. This is the show to be on. We are completely committed to football at this point. But I'm always open to other sports you guys ever want to talk about. You want to talk some baseball, we'll talk some baseball. You want to talk some football, talk football. You want to talk some real football, which is, soccer to Americans, we'll talk that too. We talk everything, not afraid to answer any questions you guys got. Calls are always available in case you guys ever want to come on stream, we want to have a conversation. I always have the door open for that, so don't ever think that you guys aren't able to communicate with us. Now, today's game, we're going to talk about real quick. Jets, Browns. Browns are in an interesting situation. One win tonight, led by Joe Flacco, by the way. Joe Flacco, 38, 39-year-old Joe Flacco. One win tonight for them over these lowly Jets who have been eliminated, and they're going to the playoffs. One win, they go to the playoffs. If they lose this game, the Baltimore Ravens win the AFC North without even having to play a game against the Miami Dolphins, which they will be doing 1 o'clock on Sunday Eastern Time. The Browns are a surprising team that came out of nowhere. A lot of injuries they've dealt with this year. Gone down one quarterback. Their backup situation has not been strong at all. They brought in Flacco basically off the couch after he was trying to get to other teams, including the Jets when Aaron Rodgers went down, offering his services. But in the end, the Jets didn't sign him. The Browns ended up signing him, gave him a 1-year contract, gave him some incentives, and so far he's meeting those incentives. Now, granted, his interceptions have been a little bit of a concern, but the Browns themselves have been a stronger unit with Joe Flacco at the helm. And that's just a given fact. That's what we call a fact of life. And the starting lineups are getting released as we speak now. The biggest thing to talk about for this game, Amari Cooper was not able to shake off his injuries he was feeling in the pregame warmups. So unfortunately, he is inactive tonight. They will be down their top wide receiver. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Here's the full stats just so you guys understand what I'm talking about. Flacco and Cleveland have been a great match so far. And Jerome Ford has done a good job filling the shoes of Nick Chubb. Now, for who's in, who's out. 4 players out tonight for the Browns. Amari Cooper, linebacker Anthony Walker, their punter Corey Bojorquez with a quad injury. He is out tonight. And Dustin Hopkins, their kicker, is also out with a lower body injury. So, with all of that, we ask ourselves, can the Browns overcome these injuries to get a big victory tonight? We're 10 minutes away from kickoff, so we're going to go into some of the nitty-gritty with this stuff. And then we're going to have some updates and talk about some of the big news that you might have seen on Twitter. If you guys haven't seen on Twitter, I highly recommend you follow my Twitter account. That is at @BAMansell, or X account. We'll call it X, okay? We'll call it X finally. On my X account, it is at @BAMansell. All of my information, everything I talk about, everything I follow, every news update, every podcast update is on that specific social media handle. So please make sure to keep an eye on that. With this game in specific, the Jets are pretty much eliminated at this point. They're done. They can't make the playoffs. So there's really no hope for them at this point except to be an upset machine. They're 6-9, Losing season already booked. Well far back in the division. Everything now is just for pride. As for the inactives tonight, for the Jets, they will not have Alan Lazard, one of their starting receivers. Aaron Rodgers, of course, out. Zach Wilson is not eligible to play in this game, or should I say he is inactive. Jeremy Ruckert, the tight end, is inactive. Austin Deculus, one of the backup offensive tackles, he is out. Starting defensive end Carl Lawson will be out this game, and so will their cornerback Bryce Hall. Lazard was the late scratch. He had an illness he was battling this week. He was not able to overcome that, so he is out tonight. As for their recent trials and problems they've had this season, they're coming off a victory over the Commanders, which, wasn't really too impressive, if you want me to be honest. They had a massive lead, blew the massive lead, and still found a way to get a game-winning field goal off, letting the Commanders come back on it from a 20-point deficit. 2 games left in the year. This is one of the fast ones here. This is a tough game against the Browns, and they're going to close the season next week against the Patriots. And that time is still yet to be determined. It'll likely be a 1 o'clock game given the situations the two teams are in. But let's take a look into the rest of their regular season. What really sank their ship? When they had beaten the Giants 13-10, it was a weird point. 4-3 was their record. A lot of hope and some optimism given the victories they had over the Eagles and the Broncos. Close losses to the Chiefs. And beating the Bills to open up the season. They had some hope that maybe they could piece together something to squeak in as a wild card. And then they got blown out by the Chargers. And then they lost the nail biter to the Raiders. And then they got blown out by the Bills. And then they got blown out by the Dolphins. And then they lost to the Falcons in another close game. So a 5-game losing streak pretty much sank any opportunity for them to do anything. 5-game losing streak. They were at that point, they're 4-8. The season's practically over. You lose one more game, it's over. They beat the Texans in the shocker with Zach Wilson. But then against Miami, everything went to die at that point. The Dolphins crushed them 30-0. Zach Wilson got hurt, was out of the game. And with Trevor Siemian, there was nothing they could do. And the Commanders, Siemian was somehow able to squeak a win out, but not at his own, not really in the most impressive fashion. Now it's Cleveland. An opportunity to create some massive upset tonight and take the Browns off their course to try and take out the Ravens and also make the playoffs. A win tonight and they're in. That's it. They pretty much booked it at this point. Only the Browns themselves can ruin their opportunity of winning this. Only the Browns can do it. So that's what we're asking ourselves. As Kirk Herbstreit and Al Michaels are in the booth now to talk about the details and everything going into this game. Let's talk about some of these specific stats with them. In terms of passing yards, they're second to last, 173 per game they're averaging, so they really don't throw the ball a lot. Rushing yards, they got 90.3 per game. That puts them at 28th in the league, which is in the bottom 4. I should say bottom 5. They are bottom 3 in scoring in terms of points for, and in terms of points against points allowed, they're 14th. So they're middle of the pack in pretty much the defensive category. And in terms of the points for, their offense has been something. I'll say something. I'll be generous. It's something. But it doesn't mean it's, over for them. I'm not going to say it's over for the Jets for the following years or if the experiment's over with, having Rodgers on the team. He's still going to come in for another year. You got another year next year. They're kind of just seeing what more damage they can do this year. Try and salvage something out of this. Meanwhile, you take a look at the Browns, and it's a different story. You take a look at the Browns, and they have only lost 1 game at home this year. An interesting stat. They're 7-1 at home. So they're home again tonight. One of the hardest teams to beat at home is the Browns. Now, here are some interesting stats. Passing-wise, they haven't been the best team, 20th in the league in passing yards. But on the ground, despite losing Nick Chubb, they have been a very good team. 119 yards per game puts them at 11th in the league, which is above average. So very good for them. In terms of scoring, this team's in the top 10 in scoring offense, which is phenomenal. And in terms of defense, 12th. So a little bit better than the Jets. But if you look at the specific team stats, before they go in, as the Thursday Night Football crew is going to their last commercial break, we're going to talk about this real quick. The defense is what you got to worry about in this game. Cleveland's defense is something that I didn't expect to see. They allow the lowest yards per game of any team here in the NFL. They have allowed the lowest amount of yards per game of any team. It's actually impressive. The next closest team in terms of yardage per game is the Kansas City Chiefs at 287.3, but the Jets are third at 294.8. But that's a sizable gap. Now let's talk about the passing yards, because I'm sure passing defense is what you want to talk about the most. Well, here's what you need to know. The Browns and the Jets have two of the best pass defenses in the league, allowing the two lowest yards per game. Browns allow 160 yards per game, the Jets at 168.6. That's how it has been this season. Now on the ground, this is where things get a little bit more hazy. The Browns are in just outside the top 10. They're around 11th or 12th when it comes to rushing yards per game. They allow 100 per game, which isn't bad. The Jets, on the other hand, that has been one of their weaker points on the defensive side. They're in the bottom 10 of the league in yards allowed per game in terms of rushing. That is 126.2. And with points. Points is the biggest thing. That defense never catches a break, so I'm going to be a little lenient with them. But them and the Browns are around the same spot. The Browns allow 20.7 per game, and the Jets 21. So around the same. But the big deciding factor when it comes to defense is turnovers. How many takeaways can your team force? And let's look at the differential. The differential is very important. Well, the Browns, -7 differential, despite the fact they're 10-5. I don't get it, but for some, it makes sense. In terms of takeaways, the Browns have had 16 interceptions this year. That is the third highest in the league in terms of takeaways by a defense. The only two better are the Bears and the Niners. The Jets are also somewhere around the top 10. They are at 14, which is the same as the Saints and the Giants, and the Jags and Texans as well. Fumbles. Fumbles are a big deal too. Who can force the most fumbles? It's all about that too. The Browns forced 9. The Jets have forced 8 as a team. In terms of total takeaways, the Browns have the second highest at 25, which ties with the Broncos, Niners, and Jaguars. Ravens in first in the league at 26. The Jets themselves are around middle of the pack in terms of total takeaways. That is 22. Now, in terms of the team's interceptions, the team that's had the most giveaways this year, that would be the Browns. Have thrown the most interceptions as a team with 20. But in terms of fumbles, the team that has had the most fumbles this year is the New York Jets. The Jets fumble the ball the most, and the Browns have the most interceptions. So both teams are very bad with turnovers offensively. That is something to note. And Browns are also bad in fumbles as well. They are top 5. So in terms of total giveaways, the Browns are one of the worst teams by far. Second are the worst team in terms of giveaways. They've given away the ball 32 times, and the Jets have given it away 30 times, which ties them for second with the Vikings. So this is going to be an ugly game. But statistically, it's going to be ugly. If I'm going to give you a prediction for the final score, off the top of my head, Jets offense isn't going to do much against this Browns defense passing-wise. Run game's really going to have to focus with Breece Hall, but there's no guarantee with that either. So I'm just going to call it like it is. I think the Jets probably get around 12 points, mostly all field goals. We'll say 12 points. We'll be nice, 12 points. For the Browns, I think they'll figure it out because the defense is going to keep getting on the field, going to have to keep working. Flacco will figure a couple things out without Cooper there. He's clearly got Njoku. If you have Njoku in fantasy, you better start him tonight. He's going to be the main machine, the main target for Flacco. He is, ever since Flacco started, Njoku's targets are up, his yardage is up, his scoring is up, everything is up statistically with Njoku. You have to start him tonight, and if you're doing DraftKings, got to do a bet on him. You have to. Especially given the situation, he's the guy to go to. So the Browns, I think they're going to score 20 tonight. It'll be 20-12, the final score, in favor of Cleveland. The line in this game is a -7, 20-12. But we are about to get set for kickoff here. It is 8:15 on the dot, folks. It's time for some good old football. So some quick little updates. They're doing some quick breakdown of film here, and they're talking about how great the pass rush has been for the Jets this year, getting after the quarterback. They have done a great job in that category, but I'll tell you this. That doesn't do anything for me. Honestly, it doesn't, and I'm going to tell you why. I think it has to come down to pressure, QB pressure. Who is the best in the league with QB pressures? And to be honest, I don't know if the Jets are that top dog, I'm not sure if I could put them in that category. But we are about to be set for kickoff. They're finishing up the sideline report. Nick Chubb doing the noise for the Browns to get them hyped for tonight. Once again, a big deal. Oh, and he's donning the Batman mask. I love it. Big game tonight. Once again, if Cleveland wins this game, they go to the playoffs. If they lose, the Baltimore Ravens clinch the AFC North. And if the Browns want a chance to clinch the AFC North, they're going to need to win their next 2 games, and Baltimore will have to lose their next 2. A lot at stake in these final weeks. But the Jets are going to kick this one away, so the Browns will get the ball first, which means the Jets will get it to start the second half. Well, they're lined up. They're ready to go. We're ready to go. And the kick is on the way. And it's going to go out the back of the end zone for a touchback. And here comes old man Flacco. Look at him doing his grandpa trot to the field. I love it. 4 games so far he's played this season. He's got a 3-1 record, 327 yards per game, 10 touchdowns to his 7 interceptions. He's won his last 3 games. He's been very impressive here in this one, but now he's got a big test tonight. 18th man in motion on the right, handoff to the right. Here's Jerome Ford with the football, bouncing out to the right, finding some gaps. He's going to get about a 5-6 yard gain. That'll be second down. And they're showing Amari on the sideline. He had himself a really pretty game last week. 11 catches, 265, and 2 touchdowns. Franchise record in yardage. As Flacco takes a snap, dropping back. Already going deep, and he completes it past the 40 to around the 45. That is to Elijah Moore, the former Jet, but there's a flag on the field. And it's looking like this one's going to go against Cleveland. Let's get the flag, folks. There is the flag. It's going to be pass interference, OPI, on Elijah Moore, who made the catch. So that's going to back him up. So it's going to stay second down, but it's going to back him up big time. Gave a little bit of a push to DJ Reed on that play, so he's going to make a little bit of spacing, but it's 2nd and 15 now. That was not a play you wanted. And so with 4:18 and going and counting right now, Flacco's going to take the snap, going to just dump it off to the right, and the running back could not come up with it. That's through the hands of Jerome Ford. 3rd and 15. Now, just a heads up, this is all being monitored with me doing the scoreboard manually at the moment. We do not have an automatic system. So I'm doing this all freehand. So if you see me constantly, the thing looks like it's glitching out a bit, it's because I'm tweaking it as we're going, trying to reset scores and times. But 3rd and 15 now, play clock down to 10. They're going empty. He's going to throw. He's got a nice pass complete to Njoku, getting past the 40, making men miss to the 50. Can't keep his balance, but he falls just around the 44-yard line. And the Browns get a big conversion there. It's a first down, Cleveland, into Jets territory. That was not what I was picturing, but he just did a simple little dig route. Gets right by the linebacker, finds some spacing. They couldn't bring him down in the secondary. Just poor tackling efforts there as well. 57 couldn't close in. Safety misses a tackle. That was Jordan Whitehead. Trips him up enough, though. He's able to go down. 1st and 10 on the 44. 2 men in the backfield. Looks like they're going to be going to the strong side. No man in motion. Hands off to the left. He's going weak side. Ford making some men miss. And he's going to get just around the first down marker. And it's going to be... Are they saying it's a first? Yes, it is. It is a first down marker. They're saying he got the yards he needed. First down, Cleveland. Great move, too. Ford going out to the left, rolled out on the weak side. Did a little bit of a stutter step, got past a guy, squeezed through a block, got wedged on, but he was able to get right down to the marker enough for the first down. And the Browns are moving here. Man motions out to the left. Handoff again to Ford. And they couldn't wrap him up in the backfield. He's going to get right back to the line of scrimmage. He easily, by the way, should have been down at like 3-4 yards back. Dean Lyman completely slipped off his leg. Goes by, cuts back, gets back to the line of scrimmage. So it's only 2nd and 10 when it should be 2nd and 13. I take it back. They're going to say he lost the yard. Somehow. I don't know. It's not my job. They've killed almost 3 minutes on this drive so far and have definitely benefited from some penalties. Well, actually, really, no. But here we go, in action, rolling to his left. Flacco, throwing, completes it to Njoku across the field, past the 10. He gets wrapped up just around the 7-yard line. It's 1st and goal. Four for 36 already for Joe friggin' Flacco. Major completion there. I should take it back. 2 of 3 for 64. What a friggin' play that was, man. Got it right past the DB. Couldn't make a play on it. That's, again, the linebacker, number 57. He's getting cooked, it looks like, early. And Njoku already over the yardage mark you want for the night. He's at 64 yards. Flacco taking the snap, looking, goes to his left, completes it to Ford, who's going to fall into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Browns. Jerome Ford. And old man Flacco's got him working already. It's 6-0 Browns. Beautifully done here when you're looking at the way this was set. Linebacker stuttered, didn't get to the assignment in time, and instead, Ford makes the catch, shakes off the tackle from the safety, falls into the back of the end zone as the kick, snap, and hold are all good. 7-0. So the Browns on their opening drive go down the field and get, after some big-time throws down the field from Flacco and some major completions and yardage from David Njoku, the tight end, the Browns get into the end zone thanks to Jerome Ford. And it's going to be 1st and 10 when we come back. So, if you're a Jets fan, that was the worst way to start, but hey, that's the season in a nutshell for you. That's it in a nutshell. If you think I'm lying, I'm not lying. That's the way this game has been so far. I can't wait to rewatch the film on this and just wonder about all the mistakes that were made. Any updates we have yet? Let's see if there's any injuries. I'm taking a look real quick. I don't see it. But let's take a look at some other stuff. So I have the video of Nick Chubb and when he was getting that crowd pumped up. Let's take a look at that, shall we? As we go to our highlights scene, which you guys may have seen before, let me update this information. It's one of my favorite things to update, because this is the one thing I always forget, is to update the date. 12/28/23. This is what we call our YouTube window, which brings up all our information we need. So we're going to take this and go to the most important one, which is this. This is my post of my feed of everything I get. Nick Chubb, looking at this. Take a look again. It's a Jets guitar. It's a Jets guitar, and he's smashing it over the Browns amp. That's how you get a crowd excited, people. That's how you do it. Take some tips. These other teams need to really take notes in that. That was beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Whoops, there we go. That's the right one. Got it. Forgot to delete one of my scenes, people. Forgot to do that. And there we go. We're back here. Yep, got it. Sorry, guys. It's a growth. It's a progress. I only work on one monitor, not two. So already a quick touchdown made from the Browns. And now the Jets have to find a way to respond. And we have the video of the catch and run for the touchdown thanks to Sideline Daily. If you guys don't, please make sure to follow them on X. They get the highlights out some of the really fast. They faster than the NFL does sometimes. But I've got it for you here. Let's take a look, shall we? Back to the highlight scene. This is the touchdown with Al Michaels' call.
The top in almost every category. Flacco throws, caught. Can he get into the end zone? And it is a touchdown.
Shakes past Adams to get into the end zone. Too easy for Flacco. As you see, there was the tie-up down here. That's what created this traffic right here. Thanks to the big body being in the way there with Njoku. And falls right in because they had to put Sauce Gardner on the tight end. That's a little scary. But we're back in Cleveland now. And we're back. And the kickoff is on the way. It's going to be out the back of the end zone for a touchback. Because why else? Why else, right? Making sure my microphone's on. It'd be very embarrassing if it wasn't. And now here comes Trevor Siemian and the Jets offense, trying to find a way to tie this game up early here. Browns defense this year have allowed the fewest in the NFL in terms of passing yards allowed a game, and I think they just said rushing yards or points. I think that's a big deal. That's a big deal. But here we go, 1st and 10 for the Jets. Here's the handoff to Hall, and he's going to get about a couple yards there. Only 2 down the middle into the A gap. 2nd down and 8. Breece Hall been one of the unsung stars of this Jets offense this season, along with Garrett Wilson, despite the fact they've had underwhelming quarterback play, as you guys can see by their record. So man in motion to the right. They're going to have what looks to be a trios on the right. And he's going to take the pass, throw it over. It's completed over the head of the DB to Garrett Wilson for a 1st down, but hold up. There's a flag. Owusu-Koramoah went to put the pressure on. But it's an offsides call on the defense. Penalty decline, 1st down, Jets. Wilson working on Emerson Jr. Emerson been one of the better corners this year in the NFL. Bird just burns right by him on a little stutter. You know, boom, 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 boom. That's it. Boom, 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 boom. And he chops out, makes a good completion. So it's 1st down again and 10 for the Jets. Brownlee moving in. Here's the handoff to Hall. He's got an opening on the left. Going through the gap for the 1st down to the 30. Gets a shoulder and goes out of bounds around the 26-yard line. Browns already laying into those Jets. It's a 1st down. I shouldn't say that. I should say the Jets are starting to respond real quickly here. He cuts back, noticing the traffic has been, building up on the strong side. He was going to go run around the B gap on the right. Ends up cutting back to the left. Great blocking from Mekhi Becton on Myles Garrett allows Hull to squeeze by the tackle and hit that B gap the proper way. And this one's a pitch out to the right, 1st and 10. He's being patient as a runner, and he's getting extra yardage for it. He goes down around the 31, 2nd and 5. Breece Hall working very patiently today, and I like it. When a running back plays patient, it's my favorite thing in the world. 2nd and 5. It's great, too. It was a pitch out to the right. He saw that things were building up following him, so he froze. He basically stopped himself and then went straight. Imagine you're rolling out this way, and then you're seeing that people are falling, so you stop here, and then you just go straight up. It throws them off their balance. You get a few extra yards out of it. As this one's going to be a handoff to... It's going to go to Izzy Abanikanda, and he's going to go down around the line of scrimmage, thanks to Myles Garrett getting involved there. This time he's going to be working in on Becton. Shakes him off, cuts back in to his inside shoulder, makes the tackle. Great moves by Garrett, why he's one of the best in the game. So this will be 3rd and 5 now. 7-0. They've had 4 runs and 1 pass so far on this drive. This will be the 6th play of the drive. As they've got basically a balanced set, 2 on each side. They're in 22 personnel. Here it is. Going, completed to the receiver, got an opening, going to the end zone, touchdown, Jets, Breece Hall. What a play. That is why you put Breece Hall in the game. That is why you use him in the passing game. That is why he was drafted. Well done. No flags on the play either. Just a nice little route right across. Nice little post. Beautifully done. I'd say just a nice little in route. A 10-yard in. Completes it. Uses his speed to burn through. Good blocking from the receivers. And he gets down into the gaps and gets into the end zone. As the snap, the hold, and the kick are all good. 8:06 on the clock. Let me adjust that. So good job to the Jets for responding. It's now a tie game. The Browns, opportunity on offense to make something happen. Trevor Siemian on that drive, 2 for 2, 43 yards and a touchdown. He's giving Joe Flacco a run for his money. The battle of the former Jets backups, or current Jets backups, I should say. Not bad, not bad. Now, ESPN still has the win probability at 63.2% for Cleveland. But I'm going to tell you that's probably accurate. I think they still win this game. So far, both offenses looking pretty impressive. Defensive's a little lackluster, but I think that's the problem when you're missing guys like Anthony Walker out there. That's a big loss for the Browns defense in the linebacker group, and you could see it already. You know, no hate on Sione Takitaki. He's a great linebacker, but you know when you've got a little weakness in one spot, people are going to notice, and that's what happens. Now I'm going to mute my mic for a second. I'm about to open my bag of snacks. Trying to save your ears. Trying my best. Today's snack of choice is a new combos flavor I actually just found because I really am addicted to combos of the stuffed pretzels. Ranch dip. I'm going to give these a try. I haven't had these before. These are brand new. So, honest review about to happen. It's not as much ranch as it feels like fermented garlic, which doesn't sound very pleasing. And it definitely is not. It's definitely very strongly in that region. And there's no burn. It's really just garlic. It's like you can tell it's artificial garlic flavor, and it's not entirely pleasant. But hey, I spent $3.50 on this. I might as well eat it. Don't want it to go to waste, you know. Now, some of you guys in the comments, you guys feel free to let me know. What is your favorite combo snack? If you guys like combos, what's your favorite flavor? You know, I know they make a lot of different ones, like pizzeria flavor, nacho cheese, cheddar cheese. They make a buffalo blue cheese, vanilla frosting. There's a lot of them they make. It's really something I really like. But this one might be the worst one I've had. And I've had a lot of combos. Also, Munchos over any other chip you've ever had. They're amazing. Incredible. We're back from commercial break. Game's tied at 7-7, 8:06 on the clock here in the first quarter. Jets just came off a big touchdown drive, which allowed Breece Hall to get into the end zone to tie the game up. As the kick is on the way and it's going out the end zone again for a touchback. Both teams had a lot of quarterbacks. Jets had Rodgers, Wilson, Tim Boyle even, and then Trevor Siemian afterwards. 4 different quarterbacks, with Rodgers only taking 4 snaps. It's very sad to see. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson 5-1, DTR 1-2, PJ Walker 1-1, and Joe Flacco 3-1, actually. So somehow the Browns are afloat because of Watson and Flacco. Go figure. Combined 8-2 record. Flacco with the man in the backfield, hands it off, fakes it, rolling out to the right with men giving chase. He throws it, nearly throws an interception. In and out of the hands of Adams. Right there. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Nobody was there. That ball was short. It was well short. Adams had his hands on it. He couldn't bring it in. Once again, story of the Jets season. Quinny Williams being the big reason they're working 2-on-1. Works inside. Poschick could not hold him on. Hoff. And the center lets him get by, which creates the pressure and forces Flacco to roll out. So good rep there from Williams. 2nd and 10 with 8 to go. Running back goes to his right. Handoff to Ford. He's going right. He's got a gap. Bursting through, and he gets the first down past the 40 to around the 42-yard line. A good run by the Browns and Jerome Ford. And it's a first down for the Brownies. It was a good play, too. It looked like it was some kind of counter play. We're going to see it again. It was a counter. And it was just beautiful blocking on the right side. I love it. Everything was set out beautifully there. Poshik blocking off, rounded him outside of the back, to the inside of the back, so he couldn't get to him. Another handoff here to Ford going to his left. He's making some moves. He's bouncing out to the left, and he gets the first down again. Tackle made by Jordan Whitehead. Jerome Ford going absolutely wild on these Jets right now. He's now got 5 carries for 41 yards, and they're at the Jets' territory now on their 48-yard line. Jerome Ford making men miss and making things happen. 24-year-old from Cincinnati, was a 5th-round pick, actually, in the draft just a year ago. Just a couple of years ago. But he's already at 40 yards on the night, which is a big accomplishment. Man in motion to the left. Here's the handoff. Flacco slips and falls, and it's recovered by the Jets. No, it is not. Flacco ripped it away at the last second. It's recovered by the Browns. He lost his footing. He took the sack. He went to hand it off to Pierre Strong, and he slipped in the mud. He slipped in the mud and lost his footing. And he lost the football. He recovered it just in time. But that's an 8-yard loss, so it'll be 2nd and 18. That'll take him out of Jets territory. Flacco looking. Pressure coming down the middle. Completes it short to the tight end who's going to go down. That's Njoku right around midfield. So it'll be 3rd down, about looks to be 12. Maybe 11. Let's see what the markers decide to say. It is 3rd and 12. I was correct. Haha. Njoku been a favorite target of his, like I said, so far since he's begun playing starting QB for the Browns. 3rd and 12. Long way to go. Browns looking. Flacco completes it to Njoku. Open again to the 30. 25-20. They're giving chase. They can't catch him. And they push him out of bounds right around the 8. David Njoku running all over this team. He's having a performance of a lifetime right now. They brought Sauce on a blitz, and he cuts around. It's the same linebacker making the mistake. It's 57. Breece Hall had to push him out of bounds, and Njoku already over 100 yards on the night. 4 catches, 113. We're not even out of the first quarter yet. You want to talk about Cooper breaking the yardage record last week? Njoku might do it tonight. Into the end zone, touchdown is the Browns. Kareem Hunt up the middle. That's his 9th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Browns are up again 13-7. What a way to respond. For what I thought was going to be a low-scoring game, both offenses are yet to have been stopped on a drive. And that was a great cut to the right that he made as he was going up the gut. Beautifully done. And the snap, the hold, and the kick for the Browns is no good. Misses it just to the right. Riley Patterson misses it just off to the right, so it's going to be 13-7. But regardless, the Browns get back on top with a big-time touchdown by Kareem Hunt after a massive drive again, led by, you guessed it, David Njoku. Flacco now 5 of 7 for 120 tonight, and Jerome Ford over 40 yards on the ground. Offensively, the Browns are playing a great game. Let's see how the Jets respond. Just absolute beauty right now from these two teams. Wow. Both defenses really struggling. My question is 57 on the Jets. What is he doing? And I'm going to find out right now and get you guys a roster because I got to figure out who this guy is. He's made a lot of mistakes tonight in the linebacker group. And that is C.J. Mosley. Of all the men I would have thought to make a mistake tonight, I didn't expect C.J. Mosley to do it. The former first-round pick from Baltimore back in 2014. He's allowed a lot of guys to burn past him. In coverage, he's getting cooked. And that's being respectful. He's getting cooked. It's bad. It's a little ugly. Not gonna lie to y'all. It's a little ugly. But in terms of the Jets roster tonight, if you're looking through everything going on, it looks to me that in this defense, these linebackers haven't been playing great football. I mean, look, I haven't seen a mistake yet from Sherwood. Sherwood being number 44. I haven't seen him make any mistakes yet tonight. I can say the same for Quincy Williams. It's really the middle linebacker who's not picking up on it, which again would be C.J. Mosley. I expect more from the Mike. The Mike linebacker's got to be ready for these plays. And you're letting tight ends get past you. It doesn't make sense. And you're leaving it to your strong safety to have to make a tackle, which is Jordan Whitehead. And he happens to be an aggressive tackler where he goes and he tries to hit you hard and doesn't properly wrap at times. So that's even a big risk by making him do stuff. He's already got 4 tackles on the night. You're making him do everything at this point. Hopefully the Jets offense can get something done here to kind of respond. I'm hoping to see Tyler Conklin get a little bit more action, especially given that Jeremy Ruckert is not in tonight. But the Jets, regardless, are going to get the football here with 4:43 to go. If you guys are seeing this for the first time, by the way, I just thought I'd throw this out there. If you guys are seeing this for the first time and you're watching the channel, you're tuning into the game, thank you guys for choosing us, for listening to the show. We are 8 followers away from hitting our goal of 30 followers for the channel. So every follow helps so much in helping this channel grow. Thank y'all so much. Please consider following us here on Twitch and also on YouTube. Subscribing helps the channel grow tremendously. So once again, thank you. As this kick is being returned, and it's been popped for a fumble. This is recovered by the Browns. Who's got it? It's Cleveland. The Jets fumble the kickoff return. And they are in the red zone again. Abanikanda makes a mistake. Abanikanda. Big hands got on that one. Popped free as he was trying to break around the 15-yard line. And it was fallen on and recovered by the Browns, number 28. That recovers by Ford. Not Jerome Ford, a different Ford. That is a different Ford that recovers that one, folks. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. I did not see that coming. I don't think anybody saw that coming. Oh, my goodness. Browns on 1st and 10. Looking, completes it. Just shy of the first down marker, going down to the 5-yard line. Looks to be Elijah Moore again. It is not Elijah Moore. We got a flag here on the play. It's going to be 2nd down regardless, I believe. What is the flag, shall we? No flag. It looked like it was going to be on Harrison Bryant on the Browns, but apparently they picked the flag up. But nevertheless, this is a completion. This one going to, this past one going to what looks to be Tillman. Tillman making the catch there. So it's 2nd down and 2. So a good catch and run there. Deep in the range. Makes the handoff there. Rolling with pressure coming to his left. And he overthrows it out the back of the end zone. It's going to be 4:07 on the clock. So 3rd and 2 for the Browns. Already deep into the territory. The rookie Abanikanda's fumble on the kickoff return, recovered by the Browns, is what put them in this situation. This recovery, let me go see if I can get his name, his full name. I want to give him his full credit here. As Flacco's about to take the next snap here, let me make sure I get his name. Handoff. Taken down in the backfield. Quinton Williams coming through and making the big tackle, and it's 4th down for the Browns. Are they going to punt? Here's the question. They're going to lose a total of 2 yards on that one. 4th and 4. Kareem Hunt was one tackled. He tried to go up into the gaps. And once again, the center, Poshik, getting absolutely obliterated by Quinton, who goes unblocked right to him. And they're going for it. According to Next Gen Stats, they're saying they should have kicked the field goal here. But they're going for it anyway. Flacco dropping. Looks. overthrows the receiver, incomplete at the back of the end zone. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Good defensive stand by the Jets there after that brutal fumble on the kickoff return. Defense did their job. Got the big stop. That big recovery by number 40, that was Matthew Adams with the recovery. They said it was a Ford, which I don't believe, because then that would mean somebody like Mike Ford would have to have made that recovery. It didn't look like it was 20. It looked like it was 40. But apparently, they're giving the credit to Mike Ford, the cornerback from Southeast Missouri State. Not necessarily a starting corner, but he is solid nonetheless. Great play there. It's a shame they could not punch it in on fourth down. So the Jets will get the football. My goodness. Okay. So we're going to turn the clock back up to 3:23 here in the first. Wow. Probably should have listened to Next Gen. They would have told you to kick a field goal. There's no need to go for it. Field goal would have made 16-7. You're still dominating. And that would still make it a two-possession game regardless. So it's still a smart thing to do. A real shame that people aren't using their brains these days when they're calling these plays. A real shame. Let's take a look at what's going on Twitter. Any updates? So 40, which is Adams. Adams is actually the one who forced the fumble. It was Ford who made the recovery. I'll show you guys a clip of it. I think I got the video. Let's go over to our highlight scene, shall we? I've got the footage right here. Here in the beginning, watch Adams. They're slipping and sliding on this field tonight, but he recovers in time to get a big punch on the ball. Comes free, and down to the ground goes 28, who makes the recovery. This is him over here. See the pop happen here. He follows that ball, gets his eyes on it, falls on it, and picks it up. It is still a shame that they could not capitalize on that. That was a big beauty that they had there, and they fumbled it. They fumbled that thing away. Such a shame. So right now the Jets will get the ball back deep in their own territory. I think it was inside their 5? Yeah, it's inside their 5. Or no, on the 6. It's on the 6-yard line. Tillman couldn't get there. Cedric Tillman was just a little bit short there. So nothing could happen there. But we're back. So 1st and 10 on the 6-yard line. This will likely be a handoff. Knowing how they go. They're motioning a man to the right. Here's the handoff to Breece Hall, who's going to squeeze by and get down the middle and get just short of the 15-yard line. That'll be an 8-yard gain. And that'll set up a 2nd down and 2 for this Jets offense. Doing some good work tonight. Let's see what else they can do here. So thank goodness no touchdown happened there. It's going to be 2nd and 1, actually. They're going to give him an extra yard. So 9 yards it is. In shotgun. Man in motion to the right. Simeon, pressure coming, has to run. He's going to get the 1st down, fall forward. Tackle made by Sione Takitaki. But it is a 1st down nonetheless. Myles Garrett apparently has not had a sack in 5 weeks, and he just misses out on Simeon on that play. He almost had his first sack in a while, man. Some stats on Garrett, just so you guys are aware. He is 27 years old, 4-time Pro Bowler out of Texas A&M. I believe he was top pick in the draft not too long ago. And it was intercepted over the middle by Trevor Simeon. Here he goes, cutting back to the right, to the 10, rolling out to the 5. He's getting in the end zone. Pick 6. The Ohio State rookie is getting in the end zone. And the Browns get their touchdown anyway. Ronnie Hickman, the safety. What a brutal play that was. Brutal. And I mean brutal. Ronnie Hickman made an incredible play on that ball. And you got Flacco fired up on the sideline, cheering on those boys. I love it. I love seeing an old veteran like that getting hyped for these guys. That's the kind of play you want to see. I'd love to see a replay of that, but I don't think they got it. That looked like an early jump from the Jets, but that kick is good regardless. 20-7. It's a 13-point lead now for the Browns. So really, it's fine they didn't score a touchdown. It's fine they didn't score off the fumble because they got a pick six. Who cares? Right? They're going to take a quick 30-second commercial when they got the box and frame. It's whatever they do, man. Let's go see if I can find a clip now that this all just unfolded. And I'll bring it up on the screen for you guys to see. We don't have a clip. I'm waiting for the clip. Once the clip comes in, I will show you guys the pick six. That was a beauty because they didn't replay it, and that's a shame. They really should have. We are waiting for it. We're waiting and waiting and waiting. Just waiting. A lot of waiting to do. Interesting statistic really quickly for betting wise. The Vikings are actually the favorites to be the next team for 9-time Pro Bowl quarterback Russell Wilson. So according to the odds by BetOnline AG, they're saying that Russell Wilson's next team, highest odds, will be the Vikings. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that, but here's the kickoff. This will be returned again. Gets around the 30, getting down to 35, spinning through the tackles. He's going down just shy of the 39-yard line. That is a great return. So Jets will take over that spot, and Simeon's got to shake off whatever he just dealt with on that last drive. When you have a mistake like that, the best thing you can do is try to bounce back. It was a good return by Xavier Gibson in that time for Abanaconda. And oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. That's all I got to say. Oh my goodness. So 1st and 10 now for the Jets. Looking to make up for whatever just happened on that last drive. And it looks like there may have been a false starter offsides. Let's see what they're calling. Garrett jumped. But did the Jets player cause him to jump is the question. Who will it be? It's encroachment on number 94 of the defense. That'll be Tomlinson. Laken Tomlinson, the guilty party on that one. Is it Laken Tomlinson? I think Tomlinson's actually, I think he's an offensive lineman. So let's see which Tomlinson that is. I think that's maybe Dalvin? Yeah, Dalvin Tomlinson. My apologies, everybody. That's Dalvin Tomlinson. So 1st and 5 instead. So Jets get a little bit more beneficial here. They're going to convert probably, but who knows? It is the Jets. Things can go crazy. Fakes the handoff, rolling to the right, completes it underneath. Good play made. Dives forward for the first down. That's a good play made by Gibson again, but there's a flag on the play with 1:47 on the clock. Illegal formation on the offense. So legal formation on the offense. That time they said player wasn't lined up on the line of scrimmage, and so they're going to lose yardage on that. It's going to be 1st and 10 instead. Brutal play. It's a 5-yard penalty. So they're back to 1st and 10. So both penalties basically offset. And more time gets wasted. So 1:47 to go. Direct snap by Wilson. And he has taken down in the backfield. Rolling out to his left, and the play was made by Owusu Karamoa. Wilson was not able to get by with the trickery there. Not that time. Couldn't fool him. So it'll be 2nd down and 11. It looked like they sent out a tight end to make a block instead. Someone who doesn't usually block. And he got blown up, and Owusu Karamoa got around him. Simeon looking. Tries to complete across the middle, and it's dropped. Unable to get reeled in by Yeboah. It'll be 3rd and 11 with 55 to go. And a flag just got thrown on the play. That looks like it might be a 12-man. And it is a 12-man. 12 men in the huddle on the offense. Let's just back them up even more, folks. If you're a Jets fan, I don't know how you're not drinking yet. The fact you even watch these games, you're a Jets fan, I got to feel bad. 3rd and 16 on the Jets 32. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be halfway down a bottle at this point if I was a Jets fan. Oh, my goodness. 3rd and 16. Aaron Rodgers looks pissed. And rightfully so. Empty backfield. Simeon getting set. 7 seconds on the play clock. Here he goes. Pressure coming. Completes it short to Hall, who makes a move. Can he get outside? He gets outside. He's going to be short. Knocked out just shy by about 6 yards. And it's going to be 4th down for the Jets. So 4th and 5 is an 11-yard gain. Good effort by Brees, but he was unable to get it done. And they're going to have to punt this thing up before the end of the quarter. Just honestly, lack of discipline caused that problem there. But Morstead is the punter for this one. He's going to punt this one away. This will be the first punt of the night, I believe. First punt of the night for either team. And this one is on the way. Going deep. Backed around the... Going to let it bounce. And it settles just shy of the goal line. And they're saying it's a touchback. That was a beautiful, beautiful punt by Morstead. It is a shame that thing touched the line. They couldn't get down there enough. It did touch the line. Yep, that touched the line, folks. It did. So close to getting perfect spot. And it sets a touchback, so they'll get on the 25. In case you guys didn't hear the buzzer, I know it's used for basketball, but I like using it for this too. That's the end of the first quarter. We're going to go to the second now. Reset the clock and also the downs. Reset it to 15, shall we? The Browns with the football. They're leading 20-7. This looks to be a blowout already. Let's see if we got the footage yet for what happened. Well, they're not going to talk about... Well, I showed you guys the fumble. But let me show you guys this play here. And what I mean by Quinn Williams has been all over the field tonight. Because I'm trying my best not to show you guys the stream of the actual Thursday Night Football. Because I don't think I'm allowed to do that here on Twitch and do like a watch-along in that sense. But for a watch-along stream like this, I can call it. I can do whatever I got to do. Just as long as I don't show like the actual game itself live. You know, so I'm trying to avoid that by all means necessary. So let's bring up some clips, shall we? All right, I got one here. While we wait for them to come back, let's go into the highlight scene and talk about this a bit. So this play here, watch Williams. Williams is right here. You've got Poshik right around here. He's going to make a move out this way. Watch. He's going to try to block him out this way, Quinnen. And it's actually not Poshik, I believe. Oh, it's Batonio. That's a big deal. That's a Pro Bowl guy. Batonio working on Quinnen. Quinnen gets a good grip here. Tight end's coming across this way to open up the gap. If he could seal this off, and 64 seals this off, if it's not Quinnen Williams here, he's in the end zone. Because the way this will work is that he's going to block him out to open the gap. He's going to block him out to force a hole for Hunt to come through here and cut back in that way for the touchdown. Instead, Quinnen comes through, throws off Batonio. These two set what they need, but now Hunt has nowhere to go. He'd have to cut right here and go out to his left, which would throw off this blocker and he'd get tackled anyway. So just like that, he shakes off the Pro Bowler. He goes to cut. It's too late. He's getting wrapped up by Quinnen. He's throwing Batonio like he's a nobody, and he's not a nobody. He is a good lineman, and I mean a good lineman. That just tells you how good this guy is. Quinnen is something special, man. He really is. Full credit to him. That is a grown man. And I'm not talking about like a 1 or 2 time Pro Bowler. What about a 5-time Pro Bowl offensive lineman, Joel Batonio? A 315-pound Joel Batonio. Speaking of which, it's first down and 10. Here's the handoff going to his right. Got a little bit of space, but goes down just shy of the 25-yard line. So it'll be second and what looks to be about 5 probably. And they're taking a look back at the things that Njoku's done already. He's already over 100 yards on the night. Yards after catch has been the big factor here. This season, he's got 166 yards after the catch, over expected, which is the third most by a tight end in a season since 2018. Next Gen Stats powered by Amazon AWS. In fact, the most receiving plays of 25-plus yards in the NFL by tight ends belongs to Njoku in second, followed by Kittle, who's in first. And Ford is making his runs through. Good moves made. He's getting the first down right around the 35. First down, Browns. Another good run by Jerome Ford. Oh, my goodness. Good cutback. Solomon Thomas couldn't get him. And he gets right through the gaps and puts his head down. Goes right between the defensive backs. But it's a first down regardless. Ford at 56 yards on the night rushing. 7 carries. They got a duos on the left. Put a man in motion out to the right to break it up. And the flag has been thrown. It might be a false start. It is a neutral zone infraction on Solomon Thomas, number 94. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down. 1st and 5. That is not what you would want if you're a Jets fan. Or the coach either. And the clock restarts at 1st and 5. So on the 40-yard line, they're putting Elijah Moore in motion to the left. Fake the handoff. Man's watching him. Completes underneath to Njoku. Another first down. He's still running. And he loses the football. And the Jets lose the football. And there's a pile around the 35 of the Jets. And it's the Jets football. A fumble by Njoku. David Njoku had a monster game there, getting past midfield. And out of nowhere, a beautiful hit and pop by C.J. Mosley opens it up. A recovery was nearly made by one of the linebackers. It was lost, and then it was fallen on and recovered by C.J. Mosley after that. Oh, my goodness. Picked up, Quincy Williams was the one who went for it. He couldn't gather it in. It got knocked into the arms of Mosley instead, and they're recovering the ball on their own 35-yard line. A big save and bailout for the Jets. So 1st and 10 on their own 35. Here's the handoff. Running out to the left is Breece Hall. He's going to get about 3 or 4 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 7. 2nd and 8 apparently. Because I don't know any better, right? Wow, what a play. So far tonight, Trevor Siemian, 3 of 5 for 54 yards, a touchdown, and a pick, which resulted in a touchdown. Wilson, so far the leading receiver with 22 yards on 1 catch. Dropping back, going out to his left, completed to Garrett Wilson over the corner, but they're saying it's incomplete. They're saying it's incomplete. They're saying it's incomplete. He did lose the football, and it would have been a fumble in that case. You better be glad that's an incompletion, bro. You better be glad. Sorry, Garrett. You don't want that to be a completion. He had in his hand, secured it, and as he hit the ground, he lost it. But I think it should be a catch. I think it should be a catch and down. But I don't think they're going to give that to him, man. You see the ball kind of come out, but I don't know if you want to call it an incompletion. I think he held on to it for the most part going to the ground. As dropped back, completed that time to Garrett, and Garrett's getting wrestled down at the 40. He's going to get stopped short, and it's 4th down for the Jets. 4th down and 5. It's only a 3-yard gain. Great play. So the Jets are going to have to punt it away again. Wow. Good tackle made there. Great tackle made. Tackle made by Greg Newsome. So Morstead on to punt for the second time today. This one on the way. It's going on an angle out to the right side of the field. And it's going to go out of bounds around the 19, 20-yard line. So the Browns will get it back with 11:46 to go here in the first half. Wow. That was a massive amount of events. I didn't see that coming. I don't think anybody did, honestly. It's actually kind of crazy to see the way this has unfolded. The Jets defense got fed up with the way things were going. It was like, you know what? We're going to lay a hit down and try to force a turnover to make the momentum change. And I respect their effort and commitment to do that, but it didn't work. It wasn't bad, though. It wasn't bad. Definitely wasn't bad. And Njoku had some massive gains, though, in this game. He has been a revelation. It's a shame that he had that fumble, but man, the Browns offense is getting them some big carries and runs. It's really putting them over the top. Unfreaking believable. It's still crazy, though, you know. Everybody always talks about Njoku having untapped upside in terms of like potential with the Browns. But who knew that all he needed was literally Joe Flacco? He's getting all the attention from Joe Flacco. Just crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's just insane. Now we have the pick six. I've been waiting to find the pick six. Here we go. I finally got it. It's about time we got it. Here's the pick six from earlier. Going over the middle, looking for Garrett Wilson. And he just reads it perfectly, just jumps in front, takes it. Cuts back to the right, beautifully done. Sprinting, Wilson can't catch him. Geboa gets his hands on him, but he's already in the end zone. Ronnie Hickman with the pick six. And that's how they got the lead. And they're talking about the great things, again, that Flacco's done at his age out of nowhere, coming off the couch and playing like a machine. Again, great story. It's just, you know, I don't know how many times we could stress it. The Browns have just been impressive. And here we go. 1st and 10, 11:47 left here in the first half. Here's the snap. Looking. Flacco throws it, completes it short to Elijah Moore. Shy of the first down. It's going to be about a 6-yard gain. $11:30 to go. I can't believe Flacco is doing this at this age. People need to understand, this guy was pretty much done, dead in the water. 38 years old. Dude, he's going to be 39 in the next couple weeks. Are you kidding me? Completes it out on a screen to Moore. Moore is going out around the line of scrimmage. It's going to be about 3rd, 4th. Oh, nope, they're giving him the yardage. Going to be 3rd and 3. My fault. 3rd and 3. Unbelievable. Also, how about this for fun? We'll play a trivia question. I'll give you guys till the end of halftime to tell me the answer to this. What college did Joe Flacco play football at? What college did he play football for? And I'll give you one hint to help you. It wasn't an FBS school. As Flacco's thrown to the right, and that one's nearly intercepted and caught! It was caught! Elijah Moore just passed midfield. What a catch! That should have been intercepted. In no way did that play make sense. In no way did that make sense. But it's a first down regardless. Flacco's going to be called a genius for this, but this should have been picked. And he loses it instead. Played it perfectly, just couldn't hold on to it, and the corner/safety loses it. Carter the second almost had it. Michael Carter loses it, man. Wow. That could have been crazy. Flacco takes the handoff, rolling out, going across, completes it in stride. Down around the 22-yard line. He's going to keep running like he wasn't touched. Is he going in? Akins with that one. He's going to act like he wasn't touched, but it's another first down regardless. So they're not complaining, but we're going to watch. He did a good job faking off the handoff with Pierre Strong. They followed him and bid on it, and Flacco had all the time in the world to complete that pass. They genuinely thought Pierre Strong had it. And just completed Jordan Akins. What a great play there. It didn't look like he was touched. But they're saying he was down. They're not going to challenge it. 9 minutes to go. Strong going to the left, shaking off some tackles, going to get about 3 yards, though he gets stonewalled. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Some great plays made here, honestly. I don't know what else to say. Sean Watson, they're showing on the sideline, smiling and happy. 5-1 record, 61% completion percentage this season with 7 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Really not a good year for him. Somehow Flacco has played a little bit better, despite the fact he has thrown a lot of picks. So 2nd and 6 it is. Looking, completes it in between 2 defenders. He's going down just short of the first down marker, shy of the 10-yard line. It's probably going to be 3rd and inches. I'm pretty sure they're going to say 3rd and inches, not 3rd and 1. It makes total sense. Well, let's see. They like to be weird. Once again, the trivia question is, what college did Joe Flacco attend? If you can answer that question, who knows? You might win something. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. And they go with the QB sneak, and he gets the first down. 1st and goal. 1st and goal. Oh, my goodness. They're running everything. Flacco completely untouched, going for 2-3 yards. Oh, my goodness. Guys, this man's going to be 39 in he's going to be 39 on the 16th of January. We're talking what? 3 weeks from now? That's insane. 7:09 to go. 1st and goal on the 8. Fakes the handoff. Pressure coming. Tries to complete it out to Moore. Tailed by Michael Carter. Unable to reel it in. 2nd and goal it is. Joe Flacco is a revelation. He is a revelation, people. And it's just crazy. I want to go back to this while they're getting the next play set. Comes into Baltimore in 2008 as a first-round pick out of this specific college. I won't give you the name. 6'6", 230 is his measurements now, but this man was having some really good years. He had some really good productive years. As it's 2nd and goal and the handoff is going off to the right. Couple cuts made, but he goes down just shy of the line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd and goal with the clock running with 6:48 to go. So 3rd and goal. Still around the 7-8 yard line. Flacco, though, we're talking about a guy who really was never good at limiting his turnovers for his career for the most part. I mean, his best season we've seen on hand, he threw 27 touchdowns, and that was 2014. That was a monster year for him. Almost 4,000 yards that year, just shy of it, 27 and 12. Good year for him. Always been a solid quarterback. As he drops back to pass, completes it in the end zone for a touchdown to Elijah Moore. With 6:15 to go, the Browns are going crazy. Let those fans go nuts. And they're an extra point away from taking a 20-point lead on these New York Jets. Actually ridiculous how bad the Jets are playing. Actually ridiculous. Just beautiful. Sauce shakes him off and expects DJ Reed to pick it up. He runs a beautiful cut to the sideline for an easy touchdown. Well done and good read by Flacco there. Good plan. The snap, the hold, the kick, it is all good. And it's 27-7. So just like last week, the Jets are down 20 with Trevor. Well, no, they're getting the opposite of last week. Last week, the Jets were up by 20, blew the lead, and somehow barely won it. Will we see the same with the Browns tonight? They're up by 20. Could they blow the lead in the second half? Anything could happen. Although, for being honest, it's the Jets. No. Still ridiculous. Still ridiculous, regardless. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say to you guys. This is insane. Insane. Oh, that's a great TJ Watt commercial. Ooh, what a hit. It's a taco commercial. I can't believe that. Okay. Well, just so you guys understand, Flacco in his career was always a solid quarterback, never elite. I will say that once again for everybody to hear. Solid, never elite. That's how I explain Joe Flacco. Solid, never elite. If you guys don't know, this man was a legend in Baltimore for the years he was there. He was the one who brought them their first Super Bowl. And that offense that year wasn't something magical to write home about. They were good, but they were never something where you go like, oh my gosh, that's the best team I've ever seen in my life. If you were to compare the way he's playing now to like the rest of his career, this would be around kind of like that 2015 season he had. He only played like 10 games, 2,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Wasn't his best year by any means, but it was good enough. The only thing that's off about him this year is his completion percentage. It's around the same spot as it was in 2012, so you can compare those two, but he played a full 16 that year, and his numbers are very close to that season, that 2012 season. And if I'm correct, that 2012 season is when they won the Super Bowl. I might be wrong, but I'll make sure of that. Let me confirm that. Let me go to Pro Football Reference to give you guys the information, because Flacco's biggest accomplishment he has to his name is that he won a Super Bowl MVP. That's his biggest accomplishment. And MVP and a Super Bowl champ, never made a Pro Bowl. Ever. Joseph Vincent Flacco has been a miracle worker for these Browns. But let's talk about the most important stuff, shall we? Okay. That 2012 season, he went 10-6. That Baltimore team in 2012 won the Super Bowl at 10-6. Now look at this Browns team, who is currently at around 10-5. They're in a little bit of a similar situation. His interception percentage is at a 4, though, which is actually the highest it's been his whole career. The next closest is in 2013, when it was a 3.6. As the kick is on its way from the Browns going towards the end zone, it's going to be out for a touchback. So could Trevor Siemian work some magic to catch them back up? Well, so far, I'm telling you now, Flacco, with his interception percentage, it's high. It's always alarming to see that. But I will say this. Since he's left Baltimore, he wasn't terrible in Denver. The problem was the interceptions were a clear issue. Even though it was only a 1.9, it was similar again to the year he won the Super Bowl. They felt it was better to go with another hand, so it was fine to them. He was backup for the Jets for 3 years. Combined in that time, he was like 1-8. And he's going down for a sack. Down goes Siemian. And I believe that is Myles Garrett in for the sack, and that is his first sack in a while, actually. I think it's his first sack in like 5 games. It's a big deal. Thanks for letting him get back on track, Jets. We appreciate it. So it's going to be second down now, and let me get back to the yards. My apologies, I wasn't paying attention to this. We're going to say down to second and 14? I think it's second and 14. If not, I'll correct it. Second and 17. He lost 7 yards on that. How do you lose 7 yards on that play? And he throws it out. He couldn't get it out to the running back. Browns are going to fall on it just in case it's a fumble, but it's likely an incompletion. So third and 17 for the Jets, and it's just things just trending in the wrong direction for this Jets team. It's going in the wrong direction. Let's talk about QBRs. The QBR he has right now with Cleveland would put him at third worst in his career. The only 2 times it was worse when he was a backup with the Jets for the previous 2 seasons. Or when it was worse. His best was 2014. That 2014 season, like I said, was absolutely magical. with him in Baltimore. 10-6 that year, but they lost in the divisional round to the Patriots by 4. That was a rough game. But this one's going to take a brutal hit. He's going to get close to the first down, but he's going to be just short. That's Xavier Gibson. And it is 4th down for the Jets. 4th down. Probably about 2. Simeon's coming out the field. They're not even going to try to go for it. They're just going to give this one back to the Browns. It'll be the 3rd punt of the night. Ridiculous, people. Ridiculous. Prochet's in the back to receive the punt. Morstead with this 3rd of the night. Gets it off. Going, and it's waived the fair catch right around the 18-yard line. So with about 4.5 to go, the Browns are getting the ball back. It'll be 1st and 10 on their own, inside their own 20, when they come back from commercial break. Merry friggin' Christmas, Cleveland. You're having yourself a great time. Just some stats for tonight. Flacco, 13 of 18, 215, 2 touchdowns. Unreal. Unreal game he's having. No interceptions either yet. God willing, it'll stay that way. He's just been a machine. And also, we've got the passer rating. 149.1 so far for passer rating. He is back. He could have another... I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to put it out there because I got friends out there who are Ravens fans, and I really do not want to put this out there. But they're pouring it on. Let's say that much. They're pouring it on right now. Did you guys hear about this Pop-Tart bowl that was going on? I think I just read somewhere and saw a photo of a Kansas State player eating a life-size Pop-Tart in the postgame. What is going on? Let's see. Oh my gosh, they did it. What is going... I'm going to get this. Give me 1 sec. Yeah, this is a cursed image, all right. Okay. This is a cursed image if I've ever seen one. You guys are about to see what I just witnessed, and I'm scared because I didn't like what I saw. Look at this. Look at this. They weren't playing. Edible Pop-Tart. Pop-Tart went in the toaster. Came out of pastry. I don't know. I've lost my mind at this point. I feel like I've gone insane. Another photo. Before we go back into the game, although I don't know if we have enough time, I'm going to try my best to do this. And we don't have enough time. Okay. 1st and 10, 4:38. Flacco dropping back, throws it, completes it short. Spinning out of another tackle is Harrison Bryant, going to be just short of the 1st down. Clock's going to continue running. 2nd down and what looks to be about 1 or 2 yards. I think it's about 2nd and 2. We'll get a confirmation on that. Flacco just throwing it like it's nobody's business, like it's, again, 2012. Ridiculous things he's doing. Ridiculous. So 2nd and 1, so I was wrong. 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Here's the handoff to Kareem Hunt. Got the 1st down, trying to spit out more tackles, but he gets wrapped up there. Combined effort from Mosley, and who looks to be number 51. I'm going to try to figure out who 51 is. It's a 1st down regardless, but I want to see who 51 was, because I feel like you guys need to know that. Quincy Williams was in on that. So that would make him number 56. So 56 and 57 ran on that. That's Mosley and Quincy Williams. So 1st and 10, 3:28 to go. They're just taking their time here. They're not in no urgency. They got full control of this drive. They're on their own 32. They're just taking their time here. And here's the snap. Another handoff. This one up the gut down around the 35-yard line. That'll be a 3-yard gain, but hold on. There's flags. Let's see what this one is. Will this be on the Jets? They've been getting penalized all night. I wouldn't be shocked. I think actually in terms of penalties, it is. It's a personal foul for a face mask on Quinnen Williams. That'll be a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first down for the Cleveland Browns. Face masked Kareem Hunt. I'm shocked he didn't break his neck. Oh my gosh, that was nasty. That was nasty. That was real nasty. So, the Jets have been penalized 4 times tonight. We're going to resume the clock. Now, offensively, the Browns have been dominant all the way through. So, 1st and 10 at the midfield. Here's a handoff again. This one to Jerome Ford. Trying to find his way outside. He's going to get stopped just shy of the first down marker. I mean, not first down marker, the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose a yard. 2nd and 11. 2:38 to go. They cannot let this run down a 2-minute warning. They got to run a play real quick. So here we go. 2nd and 11, 2:20 to go. They got time for one more play before the 2-minute warning. Man in motion. Hicks the handoff, looking. He does a stutter. It's intercepted. Jermaine Johnson running to the 20, to the 10, going into the end zone for the touchdown is the Jets. And Jermaine Johnson with the interception. Just before the 2-minute warning, the Jets do find a way to get points. It is a touchdown for the Jets. And Njoku loses him on the block. He tries to do a pump fake. Johnson doesn't bite. He gets the swat on the throw attempt, catches it, gets by Flacco, and runs it back for a touchdown. It's a pick 6 for the Jets. Like I said, it ain't Joe Flacco unless there's some kind of interception involved. And the snap, the hold, and the kick for the Jets is all good. 14-27. They've cut the lead down to 13. Again, just before the 2-minute warning. 2:02 left on the clock. Just a great play made by the lineman. Been on the pump fake a little bit, but he didn't advance forward. He just jumped straight up. And then he stepped forward and got the swat. And caught his own swat. Flacco tried to catch his own pass, his own deflection, but he falls to the ground and misses. And that allows Jermaine Johnson II to run it all the way back. Flacco clearly upset with the play he made, but you know what? That's football. You got to get over it. You got to move on like nothing happened. The only way you can redeem yourself is to get in the end zone. They need a touchdown. If you want to make up for it, get in the end zone again on this 2-minute. You want to keep your momentum on your side, that's what you got to do. You've been doing it all game. Maintain it now, Joe. It's your chance. Now a quick picture of this Pop-Tart thing as they're going to kick it off. Is he going to go out the back of the end zone? Yes, it is for a touchback. Let's pull it back up, actually. This is what I mean by the bowl games are getting crazy. Look at this. Look at this. You're looking at a Pop-Tart saying dreams really do come true, getting put into a toaster and coming out of pastry. That is just absurdity. They're getting carried away with this bowl stuff, man. They really are. Again, I respect it and the effort, but dude, I can't believe it. First and 10, 2:02 to go. This will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. Here is the handoff. They're going to take it up the gut, and they're going to get about 3 on that one. 2-minute warning. It's about 2nd and 7 when they come back from commercial. That interception sucked. I felt bad for Joe when he threw it, but it happened, man. What's insane, too, is that I'm pretty sure somebody jinxed this again. Let's see. Do you have anybody jinxing? No, we don't. Let's see. Let me see if there's anything else I could really say, honestly. I mean, really, there's only one thing I could say, but I'll save it for halftime when we go over everything that happened. Let's see if there's anything else we could talk about in terms of football related. Finding anything I really can, honestly. As I'm searching and scouring. Remember this, the Jets have the same amount of passing touchdowns this season going into the game as does Joe Flacco. 10. Flacco played 4 games up to today. And he's got 10. And the Jets got 10 as a team. Embarrassing at the finest. At the minimum, it's embarrassing. And I'm sure he actually has more than them after this, right? Yep. Simeon has a passing touchdown. So that makes 11 for the Jets. But Flacco has 2, so he has 12. So by the end of this game, I'm pretty sure Flacco will have more passing touchdowns than the Jets do as a team. Which will be very, very sad. Interesting news to report from earlier today. Lions safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson, who's already recovering from a torn pec and had his practice window open to return, was ruled out against the Cowboys, so he's not going to be back just yet. Probably back for the postseason, for the playoffs, if anything. So again, we will see. But I cannot believe that we have the edible mascot just making all the coverage right now. Also, the more important thing, the Vikings are making a QB change. As the clock is restarted, he's going deep, and he completes it to Elijah Moore. Shakes a tackle down to about midfield. Big play. He just took a hard hit, though. Oh no. They got to get the camera off there right now. That's not good. Elijah Moore just took a bad hit, and he looked like he might have been convulsing on the field. I'm not joking, and I'm going to just stop right here. They're going to replay the hit that he took going down. Oh, my gosh. I'm going to explain it the best way because it didn't look bad, but I know from the way you hit because I played. I know what it was. So as he's getting tackled down to the ground, his head went down like this. See how my chin's down to here? As he's hitting the ground right here, he hits it right about at this point. And when you hit here and you put enough force, with the force of you coming down to the ground, it forces his chin deeper into his chest cavity here, or just shy of it, and it basically buckled him. And I think what happened is he might have broke something. There's a chance he might have just broke something in his neck. But when he was down on the ground, he was convulsing. I'm sorry. I'm not. I hate to describe it, but he was definitely. It was like twitching like this, just his arms. That almost looked like a seizure. That was really scary. I'm really hoping he's okay. That was really scary. That's at minimum a concussion. At minimum a concussion. I'm praying to God he's okay. He's shaking his arms, and it looked like I've seen people have seizures. It is very, very concerning. Okay. We have an update. Update just came from Garofalo. Elijah Moore got back on his feet. So he's up. But he looked like he was shaking up a little bit on the ground, like literally like twitching, like with his arms like this. That's what it looked like, and his head was motionless. So that's why I was really nervous for a sec. He got helped up. He's walking off the field, and they're doing a concussion check for sure. Eminem, he's probably not come back into this game. That was scary. That was really scary. I'm sorry, folks. Sorry about that. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Browns. 1:41 to go. Flacco, empty set. Dropping back. Looking. Couldn't throw it deep. Almost lost the football. Rolling out. Has to run. But he completes it on the dump off. Running is Jerome Ford. Making moves inside the 10. Shakes off a tackle. Puts his head down in for the end zone. It's a touchdown. Now that is how you respond. That was one of the most improbable plays I have seen this year. Oh my gosh. I'm going to explain this in detail when they show this replay. Because this play, you cannot just not replay. You got to show it again. If they don't, Amazon Prime needs to go. There's no chance. You got to show this again. Why are you taking so long to show the replay? Show it. They're not doing it. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's all good. 34-14. Oh my goodness. Why can't you show a replay? Okay, now they're showing it. All right. So he's stepping back. He sees the pressure coming up the middle. Evades Quinnen Williams somehow. And on the run, old man Flacco tosses it out on the move. Off balance. Just straight. And catches Jerome Ford, who edges out the linebacker, which I believe that time it was... Yeah, he somehow got hit in the face by Williams. Didn't go down. Kept running. Williams giving chase to him. Completes it, getting by Quincy Williams to Jerome Ford, who makes a beautiful stutter step cut to get by Jordan Whitehead and miss the tackle. Then Adams misses the tackle. Solomon Thomas can't wrap him up. He puts his head down, dives in between two defenders, and gets into the end zone. That was unreal response by the Browns. That's like, Joe Flacco is just playing out of his mind. You got to put him in some kind of comeback player of the year consideration here. Minute 25 to go. The kick is on the way. Oh my gosh. They're going out the back of the end zone for a touchback. If you're the Jets, do you even try to get on the field and score? Do you even try? This man's like Superman right now. 16 of 22, 296, 3 touchdowns, interception, and we're not even at halftime yet. He's at 296 yards. We might see P.J. Walker take a snap in the fourth quarter. If the game's going this way, we might see him in the game in the fourth quarter. That's unreal. Minute 25 on the 25-yard line. Here's Trevor Siemian and the Jets. And he jumped. So flag on the play here. This one's probably on Myles Garrett for offsides or neutral zone. 5-yard penalty. It is on Myles Garrett. They said something about path impeded to the quarterback, whatever it was. I could barely hear him. But it is 1st and 5. That's a 5-yard penalty. Jets inch up a little closer. I got footage of the play. We'll go through it right before we go to halftime, or if there's a chance. 1st and 5, dropping back. Siemian completes it just short underneath, and that's a 1-yard gain, maybe 2. For Breece Hall, 2nd down on the way, probably 2nd and 3. I'll be safe. 2nd and 3. Second and 4. So only a yard. Here we go. Snap, looking, completes it to his right. Taken down at the 40 is Garrett Wilson. 56 to go. Reset 1st and 10. And looks like the clock has stopped. That means a timeout must have been used. And it was by the Jets. That's their first of the half. A quick watch list for what to see this week. On Saturday, you will see the Detroit Lions and Dallas Cowboys go after it at 8 o'clock. Sunday, 1 o'clock on CBS, you got Miami taking on Baltimore for the right to the number 1 seed. Bengals and Chiefs, Sunday, 4:25 on CBS. Chiefs trying to secure the division this weekend. Packers and Vikings, Sunday, 8:20 on NBC. And as for the Dolphins-Ravens game, like we were saying, that is on CBS. And for the Lions-Cowboys, that is on ABC, ESPN, Saturday night. That's a big game in and of itself, too. So 56 seconds to go, 2 timeouts left for the Jets. 1st and 10 on their own 41. Empty backfield. Simeon completes it short underneath, and it's going to get him down around the 48-yard line, 7-yard gain for the Jets. So 2nd and 3, clock is still running. They haven't stopped the clock yet. 40 seconds and counting. Taking the snap, looking, Simeon, rolling to his left, has to make something happen, completes it to the sideline. What a catch by Tyler Conklin. 1st and 10, and it sounds like a timeout was just used with 25 to go. And Elijah Moore is going back to the Cleveland locker room. They're going to check him out probably for the concussion properly. He may not come back into this game. Jets use their 2nd timeout, 1 remaining in the half. 25 seconds to go, 1st and 10. They're in Cleveland territory. What a play by Conklin towards the sideline, outside shoulder. Spun around, makes the grab, goes down, stays in bounds, tackled in bounds. Timeout had to be used no matter what. So they're already in field goal range. They just got to get a little closer. They want a touchdown. They're on the 32 of the Browns. 1st and 10. Simeon drops back. Pressure coming from the left. Steps up. And it goes into the dirt. But it's a flag on the play with 19 seconds. Breece Hall unable to come up with that one. This might be holding on the Jets. It might be on Mekhi Becton. It's a 10-yard penalty for holding against Michigan. So it'll be 1st and 20 now. So that's going to back them up just out of field goal range at this point. So really you just want to get into field goal range now. And yeah, he held Myles Garrett like, oh my goodness. That's why Garrett didn't get to Simeon. He got held. The 1st and 20, he drops back, completes it. Big run. Good cutback. Still making moves. He's going down just around the 28-yard line. 2nd down and counting. 8-7. Clock is counting down. And the clock will stop at 3 seconds here in the 1st half. It's the final timeout for the Jets. They have no more remaining here in this half. It'll be 2nd, and I believe it'll be... How far will it be? I mean, they're bringing in the kicker. It's Zerline. Zerline's got a leg on him. We will see. But this is going to be what looks to be 2nd and 6. So that was a big 14-yard gain that got him back in field goal range. And Zerline's going to come out to kick a field goal to make this a 17-point game going into the halftime. From 46 yards out, Greg the Leg is lined up and ready to go. Browns are coming after this one. The snap, the hold, the kick. It's up and it's good. Kick is good. 34-17. And that's the end of the 1st half, folks. Browns are up 34-17 on the Jets. Honestly, is there any surprise there? The only surprise is that this is a high-scoring game at the freaking moment. I don't know what else to say, but that's where we're at. So for the Jets, they got a lot of ground to make up, but here at the end of the 1st half, they're only down 17. They can realistically get back in the game, but they got to lock it down on defense and find an answer to slow down Joe Flacco and this Browns offense. We're going to take a quick little break. We will be right back in just a few minutes. You guys feel free to go get your snacks, get your water, get what you got to get, do what you got to do. We'll be right back. Promise you. Make sure to come back. Okay? We're going to have a halftime report. We're going to talk about a little bit of the secret things that we've been working on, upcoming projects here on the channel. So Right back in a few minutes. We'll see you then. Give me one sec, trying to find the Be Right Back window. There we go.
You find me average. Funny how one could be so wrong, 'cause you know I'm a savage. And I never stop even when I'm proven wrong. I'll let you tear me down with your poison lies. All you are is talk, why don't you put yourself on the line? You say that I am way too loud, no I don't think so. You say I take up too much space, no I don't think so. You're scared of losing your place, yeah I know so. But it's on the ground, I ain't coming down. Don't worry about me, baby. Trust me, now my eyes are open and I can see that everything you gave me, I can give myself for free. Paid so much for your love, what's your quality? How you gonna go and make me miss my ex? Thank you next, I'm so blessed to finally be free of you. You're like a rope around my neck, you pull me back on any step where I'm not falling in love with you. You suck a love out of me. When I try to light a burn in my fire, no longer
We're back, people. We are switching back to the live play-by-play like this. So we are at halftime. As you guys know, something definitely is not right. I think we're losing speed on here. That's not normal. Let me make sure we're all right. We're severely unstable at the moment. Right up. Give me 1 second, folks. I'm going to try to fix this up. We're having some drop frame issues. If we cut off, I promise you we're fixing it as we speak. So stick around. I promise you we're working on some stuff to kind of fix this. We should be coming back any moment now. If you guys are seeing this, we are likely trying our best to get back here. We may have just lost the stream at this point, but again, we are working on getting back to live. I just made a pretty big stretch and switch here because we have problems with the stability. We have reconnected. We have successfully reconnected. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've reconnected here on OBS. I had to switch off of one of my Wi-Fi, switch to a second one. We're good now. We're all good. Promise you, we're all good. So let's talk about this game real quick. We're in halftime now. The Jets and the Browns game, real quick, I'll explain to you guys the situation with this. In this Jets-Browns game, there's this thing. Let's start with the most obvious. Joe Flacco, once again, turning back the clock, playing like a machine right now. Absolute beast, unstoppable. Love everything he's doing. Let's start with that. Dude's at over 250 plus yards already. He had the one ugly interception, but that was, again, more of a blown blocking problem with David Njoku, where he couldn't get the block set on Jermaine Johnson. He came in, put in all the pressure, got to him, and that was it. Tried to pump fake to get out of it. He didn't want to take the sack, so he just threw it, got swatted, picked. It was unfortunate, and it was returned for a pick six. That's why the Jets are not entirely out of the game. If that pick six don't happen, they're not here. So this game will pretty much be over. And now at this point, it's not exactly the case. But they did respond well. They got a touchdown right afterwards. Marched down the field real quick with some quick play touchdowns. Especially the big Jerome Ford catch and run for a touchdown. 50 yards to make it 34 to what was 14 at the time. Now 17. So we're going to talk real quick about this most important factor, right? I want to talk about this most important thing. So let's look at the clip. We have the clip here. I'll show you guys the play. We got it. So you guys heard me describing it to you. Why don't we watch it now so you guys get what I meant when I was describing it. Let's take a look at it. Highlight scene. Here we go. Now this is the play in its full. So he drops back to pass, right? Watch all these players rolling out. The biggest player to watch here is two. Here are the few players you need to watch. You got Ford, watch 34, watch Flacco, and watch Williams.
The wide out.
Breaking by the offensive lineman, gets his hand on his face. And Flacco gets by it. Jermaine Johnson couldn't get in for the tackle. He breaks out. Johnson hits the dirt. Quinnen has to give chase. And he didn't want to run because he knew he was going to get tackled. So he throws it out across. And because Quincy thought he had to go in and make a sack here, he lost Ford. Ford gets behind him, makes the grab, and he goes off the races. Cuts through to get by Whitehead, who missed the tackle. Then you got Adams, who tries to take him down. He stiff arms him and shakes off the rat. So only Solomon Thomas can make the tackle. Mosley and Gardner. 3 puts himself in the perfect spot to kind of isolate Thomas, and only Mosley can now make the tackle. And he does. But not before he gets into the end zone for the touchdown. So again, Flacco's smart decision to roll out and then dump it. Improvisation by Ford. Continues excellent play, makes some things happen, makes some good moves. Cuts back. Marquise Goodwin within a phenomenal block on Thomas to open up the space for Ford to dive through. Everything was perfect with the execution there. And that's one of the reasons why the Browns have been so successful and why the Jets have had an issue. That's in the complete summary. Now I'll add this real quick. With the Jets, there's definitely some things you got to work on. Defensively, figure out how, one, For some reason, Joe Flacco's throwing well, rolling out the pocket. Not good. So what you need to do is keep him in the pocket, which is crazy to think, because in his early career, you didn't think of him as much of a runner. But in this case, he's actually moving, and he's like, okay, I got to adjust my game because they're coming at me. They're faster, more physical. I got to get out here, and I got to find a way to make plays happen. What I like watching is just how he improvises in all of this. Ford improvises this and just sneaks up right back around here. So he'll go here, and he'll come right back and get around and drop to the back, which is beautiful to me. I love it. Now, I'll add this. For the Jets, it's about 1, keep them in the pocket. 2, you have to eliminate the playmakers and keep them short. Keep them short and get ready to trap. And that would typically be done for Ford, who's been really good in the pass game today out of the backfield. And I have to say the same thing for Njoku. Ever since Njoku had that fumble, though, he's been getting less targets, but he's still a threat regardless. He's a vertical machine. Anything could happen as we're getting ready now to come back to the third quarter. If you're the Browns, keep doing what you're doing. Everything's working. Your defense is doing a decent job. Keep that pressure coming on for Simeon. Don't worry about the receivers. It's all about getting the pressure down and shutting down any routes for Breece Hall to get the football. That is the objective today in this game. And now we're going to go back to the play-by-play scoreboard screen to go back into this game. We reset the timeouts, we reset the clock, we reset the downs and the yardage, and we go into the third. As we're interviewing to talk about what the teams can do better for the Browns and the Jets. Jets get the kick here to start the second half. And the kick is on the way. We'll go for a touchback. It will come up short. They're going to return it. Gibson on the run, finds an opening, and he's going to go out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard line. Let's talk about this first half. Joe Flacco, 296 passing yards. That is a career high for him for passing yards in the first half. He has been unreal. And they just had a graphics issue on Prime. I love it. Graphics issue, one of the stats they were trying to pull. I love it when you can catch these things. So 14:56, 1st and 10 on their 29, actually. Wasn't shy of the 20, was shy of the 30. Handoff. Going to Hall, and he's going to go down right around the 33, 34-yard line. It's about a 4 or 5-yard gain. So we're going to see about 2nd and 6 here. So far tonight, the Browns have scored 34 points, which is the second most in the first half at home in team history. The highest on record, 1954 championship game. They can clinch a playoff spot with the win tonight, and they can win the North if they win their next 2 and Baltimore loses the next 2. So a lot of dreams and hopes on the line here for these squads. 2nd and 6 with 14:22 to go. Man in motion to the left. The Browns are showing blitz. Here's the handoff. Hall's got an opening out to the 40. Going just around midfield. Nobody could touch him. He tripped up a little bit, but he was able to get out of bounds. And the clock continues to run. 1st and 10, though, for these Jets. That's a good way to start this drive. You want this progress. Good blocking on that one. Hall's already run for 63 yards tonight on 7 carries. In terms of receptions, 3 catches for 33 and a touchdown. He's about 4 yards shy of hitting 100 scrimmage yards tonight. Handoff to Hall. He cuts back, finding a lane for himself, and he's going to get that 100 yards right there. Down to around the 44 of the Cleveland Browns. It's going to be 2nd and 3. They loaded up that left side, and he cut back perfectly on the counter. Goes back to the left after all the blocking, pulls everybody to the right, and gets a little open lane to go for about 6 or 7 yards on that one. So with 13 to go and counting, here's the handoff again. This one to Izzy Abanikanda. He goes down around just shy of the first down marker, so it's going to be about 3rd and probably 1. So a 3-yard gain for Izzy. And Breece Hall is coming back in the game. I'm talking about Breece Hall a little bit on the Jets. Some information about him. 22 years old. From Iowa State. He was their 2nd-round pick back in the 2022 draft. And he has been a wonderful find for this team. It's actually 3rd in inches. Wonderful draft pick. It's really paid off. But the clock just got stopped. And the Jets just called the timeout. Never a good sign when you're calling your first timeout less than 3 minutes into the second half. Never a good thing. And you got Rodgers sitting there pissed off, like, basically being like, shit, what was that? He's so pissed. He's angry because he shaved his beard. He's going to be the first quarterback to start a team opener and be lost to injury for the season throwing no less than 1 pass. Sorry, no more than 1 pass. He's going to be the first quarterback to ever do it. It's actually an insane stat. He didn't throw more than 1 pass this year, and he's done for season-ending injury. First quarterback to ever have that happen to. And 3rd and inches. The handoff. They missed the tackle. He's on the run, and he's going to go down just about the 30-yard line. Good run. First down and 10 for the Jets. Pitched it out back to Hall. They missed the tackle, and he gets a big hole and a burst of speed to come down just around the 30-yard line. Great tackle by Sione Takitaki to get him down. '17's the man in motion to the right. Fakes the handoff. Simeon looking. Dumps it off to Hall, who tries to make a move. He's going to be down just back around to the marker for 2nd and 10. Sorry, not inches. 2nd and 10. 11:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Second and 9. I can't believe they gave him that yard. He definitely went down the line of scrimmage. I don't know why they gave him the yard, but okay. 11 minutes to go. They've killed 4 minutes on this drive already. Another man in motion to the right. Simeon looking. Pressure coming. Throws it across the middle. Completed. Just shy of the 5-yard line. That's to Brownlee. Brownlee with the big catch there. And the Jets are moving. 1st and goal. The Jets are getting the ball moving here. 10:40 to go. Believe that was Jason Brownlee who makes the catch there. Let me just make sure that is the correct player. Yes, it is. It is Jason Brownlee. That's his first catch of the night. That one was for 22 yards. Big time completion. This one, a handoff to Breece Hall. He loses his footing. Backfield and goes down for a loss of 3. Bell in on the tackle. So 2nd and goal for the Jets after a loss of 3 on that one. Should bring him back just shy about the 10-yard line. I should say just past the 10-yard line, but we'll see. They have the worst red zone touchdown percentage in the NFL, 35.3%. That tells you how often they can score a touchdown when they're in the red zone. They're on the 8-yard line. 2nd and goal. 9:40 to go. 3 seconds on the play clock. They get the snap off. Simeon throwing to his left. Incomplete. 9:35 on the clock. And it'll be 3rd and goal for the Jets here. They really need a touchdown if they want to make this a real football game. But on this one, Myles Garrett was well set off trying to get off the edge against Becton, and Becton gave him just enough time before Simeon gets absolutely pummeled by Myles Garrett. Because again, you can't hold, man. It's all open hands. All open hands. And you can't hook. Hook as a hold. 3rd and goal. Take the snap. Got it off. 1 second. Thrown across the middle, almost caught and intercepted. Almost intercepted by Juan Thornhill. With 9:31 on the clock, and it's 4th down. Nearly caught, nearly picked, too. It was on the fingertips of Garrett Wilson, making a cut inside across the middle. A great play made. He just drops it, honestly. But it's a great tackle, too. The tackle made is what keeps him from scoring and making that catch. Great, great play. I believe it was Greg Newsome in on that one. So 4th down and goal, and Zerline's out to kick. 26-yarder. This should be a chip shot. Easy field goal for the Jets. But remember, nothing's ever easy with the Jets. And that's a flag on the Jets for delay of game. They're going to be backed up about 5 yards. So a 31-yard field goal on the way. With this one made, it'll be a 2-touchdown deficit only for the Jets. Remember, 9:31 to go, 31-yarder on the way. There they go, they're waiting. Oh, snap! The hold and the kick is blocked! It's blocked! He blocked it! Oh my goodness! A kick that would have made it a 2-possession game for the Jets is blocked. Well done by this Browns defensive line on their special teams for that incredible block. Oh my goodness. It's going to be 1st and 10 when they come back. 9:27 on the clock. Wow. Wow. That just doesn't happen, folks. Shelby Harris with the block. You would think a 31-yarder would be an automatic kick, but nope. Shelby Harris with a phenomenal play there. Good play. Man. I also believe the cornerback who made that play to keep Wilson from making the catch was Greg Newsome. So, honestly, great play by Newsome there to keep him from getting the ball. It's like the Jets do so much to get in the perfect position, and then they find a way to choke it. It's kind of wild to me. Kind of wild, man. Kind of interesting. Oh, we got the video! We have the video of the Pop-Tart. I've been waiting to get this video. I wanted it so bad. We got it. Okay. We come back from commercial. It's going to be Browns football 1st and 10. But let me tell you, oh my goodness, I got to get this right now. There's no hesitating. Here we go. Here we go. This is what I mean by they toasted a Pop-Tart. The mascot. The winning team was going to eat a life-size Pop-Tart. And out comes this giant pastry. I can't. That's ridiculous. They did. Listen, I'll give credit where credit's due. It's cool. It's cool for a bowl game, but you know what? If you were to do this in the NFL, fans would make the most memes out of that as possible. But it's not like this isn't going to get memed anyway. We all know how this goes. That will be made into some kind of meme to be used on some stupid clip on Twitter. On the 16-yard line, 1st and 10, Browns throwing a screen pass, And it's caught, but it was a low pass falling forward, just back to line of scrimmage, is their receiver. Number 18, I believe that is Cedric Tillman. Elijah Moore's just been ruled out of the game for the Browns. Brutal loss, 640 yards on the season. Having a great year, actually, here in Cleveland. The real opportunity he wasn't able to have with the Jets. So their top 2 receivers are out, which means the Browns have to make it work without them. Less than 9 to go, 2nd and 9. Here's the handoff pitch out to the right to the running back, which is Jerome Ford. He only gets a yard there. And it's going to be 3rd and 8. The ball's out, but they're saying that it was not a live ball and that the Browns were down by contact. We're watching to see, was he down? If he's down, then the fumble doesn't matter. If Whitehead got the rip out in time, then that is a fumble recovery by the New York Jets in the red zone. We're watching the instant replay. He is down right there where that calf is. The second that calf hits the turf, that's it. The calf hits first, and because the calf hit, he still had the ball. That is down by contact. It'll be like 3rd and 8, 3rd and 7 probably. I have to stop the clock. I'm letting it run. My bad. 9:27 on the clock will probably be how much is left when we go back. Yep. 9:27. So we're going to say 9:27 is on the clock. 3rd and 7. I believe that's what it'll be if it stands. Plays currently under review. We're going to find out exactly where they're placed afterwards. Okay. Let's keep hunting through Twitter, shall we? I mean, I honestly think the guy's down, so we're going to see. I don't think it'll turn to anything, honestly. Let us see. Let's see. I'm looking through everything else. Somebody said, I asked if it was offensive to eat a Pop-Tart in front of the Pop-Tarts Bowl mascot, and then its handler yelled out, it's their dream. And then the mascot grabbed a Pop-Tart out of my hand and started force feeding it to me while making soft grunting noises. And there's actually a photo proof. This is just getting weirder and weirder. Honestly, look, I'm here for the cool stuff like this, like the cool fan interactions, but bro, there's a limit. There's a limit. You don't force feed a guy a Pop-Tart. You don't do that. Okay, come on, man. Come on. We're better than this. We're better than this. Come on, man. 100% better than this. It's not a fumble. Not a fumble. So there it is. 3rd down. No fumble. Nah, listen. New York is half right. The calf hit before the rear ended. And as long as... People need to understand. The only part your body that can't rule you down as we get a nice catch... But he goes down just about 3 yards short. He'll be 4th down. So the Browns go up short. It'll be 4th down in what looks to be probably 3 yards. And as a result, they're going to keep the Browns out there. They're going to keep the offense out there. No, they're not. They brought out the punting unit. Wasn't sure at first. I thought I saw Flacco on the field. 4th and 3. I think this is the first punt of the game for the Browns at all. The punt is on the way, going deep, going to shallow out around the 33-yard line. So 7:54 to go. Less than 8 to go here in the third. Jets still down 17. Neither team able to score on their first drives of the quarter. Now, like I was trying to say earlier, if you don't really watch a lot of football, I'm going to explain the rule to you a little bit. So what really determines if something is... Here's how I explain it. When you're to be declared down, there are two parts of your body that can't be used and designated to mark you down. So one is your feet. Your feet don't mark you down because, again, you're running on the ground. You have to run. So it doesn't mean that when you run or like your foot goes flat on the ground, that boom, you're out, you're down. That's not how that works. And the second one is your hands. Your hands can hit the ground and you could also not be down. That is it. As Simeon is rolling out to his right, completes it into the hands of Gibson, who gets taken down just shy of the 40-yard line. So that'll be second down. I just got to see exactly what the yardage is. What is the yardage? So they're doing replays of how well the defenses are doing. 2nd and 4. 7:18 to go. And a great tackle made in the backfield by Owusu-Koramoah and Harmon. So it'll be third down now, probably about 6. Yep. 7 minutes to go here in this one, in the third quarter. Browns still up by 17. Jets still trying to find some life to get back into this. So your hands and your feet are the only things that can't be ruled down. If your hand hits the ground, you're carrying the ball, that's fine. You're regaining your balance, and you won't be down because your hand hit the ground. If any other part of your body outside of your hands and feet touches the ground, you're down. Caught. Going for the first down is Conklin. Well, not Conklin. That's the fullback. Bawden. Nick Bawden gets the first down. So it's 1st and 10 for the Jets. Clock still running. Number 48, Bawden. This is the guy everybody complained about last week who was, getting kicked off the team and off the active roster because of Aaron Rodgers being made active even though he's not going to play again this season. Well, in the end, it was all jokes on everybody else because it was just temporary. This one completed short and only for a couple yards to Breece Hall. 2nd down and 8 on the way for the Jets. So, let's say you get tackled, right, and your shin hits the ground only, right, and you force yourself back up. Your shin hitting the ground, you'd be down because of your shin. If your forearm hits the ground in any way, like your hand can hit the ground and you'll be fine. If your forearm hits the ground, you're down. If your elbow hits, you're down. If your here hits, you're down. As the handoff to Breece Hall gets a nice carry and push, probably down or just shy of the first down marker, maybe at the first down marker. They may give him the first down. I think they're going to say he's short. I'm not changing this until I know for sure. What is the call? It's 3rd and inches. I knew that was coming. Okay. So 3rd and inches it is. Breece Hall tonight, total offense, he's got 118 yards. The rest of the team is 129. He almost has the same amount of yards of offense as the actual offense itself outside of him. It's kind of sad. And they're going to go with the tush push. He's going to get the first down. Good job on the QB sneak. 1st and 10 Jets. They're into Cleveland territory. 4:30 to go. Now, like I said, your forearm can hit the ground, you're down. You hit here, you're down. If your part of your shoulder hits the ground, you're down. If your ankle hits down, like if you have you almost twist it, you're not down because your ankle hit. That's one of the other sections. Like the whole foot really can't be called it, which includes the ankle. If your knee hits, you're down. If your thigh, if your hips, if anything hits the ground outside of your hands or feet, it is technically down by contact. You'll be down. False start on the offense with 4 minutes on the clock. So we'll show the flag real quick. This one's on, looks to be Charles. The receiver gets the false start. 4 minutes on the clock. 1st and 15 now. They blew the whistle. The clock restarts. So 1st and 15, it looks like Charles was bit on the motion that was made by the defensive lineman, who was showing blitz but didn't actually blitz. And he bit on it and he jumped, twitched. 3:43 to go, 1st and 15 at the 49. Completed short out to Brownlee. Jason Brownlee going down at the 45. That'll gain him maybe 4 yards there. So you're going to be at the 11 on this one for a 2nd down. So Jets on the Cleveland 45, they got to get about 10 yards to get in field goal range for Zerline. Hopefully it won't get blocked this time. Credit to Jim Schwartz. He's really had this defense on their toes the entire season. Second half's been rough, but they've been finding ways to fight through it and continue to stay on the top of their game. The snap. Simeon looking. Does not complete it into the hands of Garrett Wilson. 2:59 on the clock. And it's going to be 3rd down and 11. 3rd and long. It was good defense, but the hands were on the ball. He could have reeled it in. Instead, he isn't able to bring it in. And the Browns got him down to a 3rd and 11. 3rd and long. Can they convert it? So far on 3rd downs conversions where they've been 7 or more yards away from the 1st down marker, the Jets are 0-4 tonight. But they're perfect from anything less than 7 yards. Here's the snap. Simeon looking to throw. Pump fakes and gets taken down. Zadarius Smith with the tackle. And it's 4th down for the Jets. I believe it's still 3rd and 11. I think it's still 11 yards. Might be 10. Might have gained a yard. Yep, it's 4th and 11. He was down line of scrimmage. Maybe just shy of it. It was Zadarius Smith with the big play. There was a clock problem. Yeah, I'm glad they noticed it. They stopped the play, blew whistle. There is a clock problem. The previous play, the clock was not run. It did not run in the last play. The clock never ran on the last play, so now they have to figure out how long it is. $2:26. 2:20 on the game clock now is what they're going to have. It's 4th and 10. This is just weird. This is why some of these jobs are really important. You guys really don't realize how important it is to these players to have these clocks and things are more accurate. And the whistle blows. The clock has been started. 4th and 10. He actually gained a yard. Wow. People don't realize how important these jobs are. Because this is how you keep track of the game. So if the clock doesn't run, you can't have an accurate game. And the fair catch is called at the 10. The Browns will get it at the 10-yard line. Clock stops at 2:07. There it is. So the clock stops at 2:07. We're going to reset to 1st and 10. Browns get it. So now they have to get set. I can't believe that. It's again, like I'm telling you, every job is important. If you guys didn't think so before, they are important. You know, every position and part of making a game day happen, They're all so important and relevant to making a successful show and broadcast for everybody. It's a big deal, you know. You never really realize it until you physically see it or experience it. It's a big deal, you know. Every little position matters. And that guy's position was definitely important, and he should have been paying attention. Unless there was some kind of malfunction with the clock, that shouldn't have happened. And there's a possible way he could get his walking papers after that mistake, if he was the one that was at fault for it. And now I'm reading through everything, and all I'm seeing are tweets about Detroit Pistons having lost number 28, which that's just a sad story, man. They were so close to beating the Celtics, forcing them to overtime, and they just lost. So now there's a chance that people are just, and now there's just a trend, everybody's deleting their Wingstop accounts because there's a deal the Pistons made where for every win they get, their fans get free Wingstop. And they only had 2 wins on the year, so they're starving. Nobody's getting wings. Just crazy. Read through everything else I could find news-wise. Maybe some injury updates. Somebody made a joke. They said apparently Joe Flacco was taking a nap on the sidelines. You're starting to fall asleep a little bit. Pretty funny. He's having a hard time staying awake. Past his bedtime, man. Like I said, when you're an old man, so when you get a pot of coffee or espresso for this guy. Well, he's out in the field again, so 207, 1st and 10. Fakes the handoff. Flacco. Going, throwing. Almost caught. They have bodies all over Njoku. And no flags are out. 2 minutes on the clock here in the third quarter. He was absolutely draped by like 3 defenders. The fact there was no pass interference, that's kind of crazy. I'm going to watch the replay and tell you guys right now. Makes the cut. Beautifully done going to the sideline. Yeah, there's no chance. That's 100% a pass interference on Sauce Gardner. Now, let me tell you, Gardner played the ball, so I think that's why he got away with it. But that one isn't caught. And this one also has no flag. DJ Reed not getting the call there. And Cedric Tillman, the rookie. Now it's 3rd and 10. No pass interference. Yep, that's clean. That's a clean play. DJ Reed making good plays here. All the guys playing smart. I respect it. Got a man in motion. Empty backfield. Flacco. Taking his time. Pressure coming. Throws. Overthrows receiver. We got a flag. Is it flag? And the flag is on. Defensive holding on DJ Reed. It's an automatic first down for the Browns. An overthrow by Flacco was actually smart because it actually showed off the flag. So when he goes to make a cut, you actually see where the hold was, and that's why Tillman couldn't make the play. Beautifully done, as Williams actually got to Flacco that time. Didn't tackle him, but made contact, so gladly got that out in time. So 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. This one to Ford. Ford going down just about the 20-yard line. So that'll be about a 5-yard gain. And it's 2nd down for the for the Browns. Flacco tonight, 303, 3 touchdowns, interception, 16 of 26, it looks to be 18 of 26. Ford, 2 catches for 67 yards and 2 touchdowns. And Njoku, 5 catches for nearly 130 yards. What a game he's having. 2nd and 5, 1:13 to go. This one, handoff, and Ford is going nowhere, going to lose 2 yards. And now the fans are asking for a flag for some extracurricular activity. They're not going to get that. No. No flag there. That was the smart call. And I'm trying my best to work the clock. The clock's moving a little slow on our application. So I'm trying to get it to catch up to speed. I have to refresh it every now and then. My apologies for that. So 3rd and 7 with 33 to go and counting here in the third. Clock's ticking away. It's probably the last play of the third quarter here. 3rd and 7. Brown's got a man in motion to the right. Takes a snap, rolling to his right. Pressure coming from behind him. Here it comes. He gets it off, and it's incomplete. With 17 seconds to go, it's 4th down and 7. Incomplete. Intended what looked to be maybe for Goodwin. And the Browns are sending out the punting unit. Not much offensive action here in this second half. Third quarter, nobody was able to score any points as the punter unit's out for the Browns. I believe this is their second punt of the game. And here's a snap. Xavier Gibson back to return. This one, a little bit of a high punt, but he gets enough distance there to return it. Gibson on the run down the middle, makes and moves to the right. Gibson gets out to the sideline around the 48-yard line of the Jets with 4 seconds remaining. So the Jets will have enough time to run one play here. And we're watching an update about the cool things that Cleveland Browns did in the community for their fans as a thank you for all the support and to help them out with some charity work. It's actually amazing. Anybody who does charity work, I'm very grateful for them and thankful because you're doing a lot of great work and, proving how great of a person you are. Always have respect for those people. And here's a end around for Gibson. Gibson making some moves, going out of the sideline, just about a yard or two short. And that's the end of the third quarter. The Jets still down 17 to the Browns. Score remains 34-17 as we enter the fourth quarter. I still think it's going to be about a 2nd and 1, 2nd and 2. We're getting close. Jets have 2 timeouts. Browns have 3. A reminder going into this quarter. Let's see what else is going on, shall we? I could tell you in summary, this Jets game has gotten cold. It's gotten tiring. It's gotten exhausting. I think it's honestly putting a lot of people to sleep at this point. I don't know how I'm even awake at this point. And I had a coffee today. I had some Starbucks, and I'm still getting tired watching this. Now let's talk about this, shall we? Joe Flacco, sleeping on the sidelines. I'm sleeping here. That's where we're at. Might as well have a slumber party on stream. That's how we are. Unbelievable. Let's see. Anything else happen? Anything else we got? Josh Jacobs did not participate in practice today. Raiders held a walkthrough, and this was considered a practice estimate. Interesting. Let's see. Anything else? So apparently, Jaren Hall is going to probably start the rest of the way for the Vikings, who still have an outside chance of making the postseason. I should say playoffs. And it's going to have to take a lot of things going their way for them to make it. And also in college football news, because we do cover football, Rutgers won their first bowl game since 2014 today in the New Era Pinstripe Bowl. Is it New Era still? I'm just going to say Pinstripe Bowl. In the Pinstripe Bowl, beating the Miami Hurricanes 31-24. Greg Schiano and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights might be back. They might be back, folks, and I would be terrified. if I were you. They could be a team to watch next year. We'll keep an eye on them. But again, the Big Ten becomes much more difficult next year at 18 teams, which we'll go through a deep dive on that and see really how the whole division shakes, how the whole conferences shake out now that we have these adjustments being made. Because now at this point, your regions don't matter depending on where you go. You can go anywhere you want and your regions won't matter. Let's see. I like all the people coming in support of Joe Flacco. You know, when you throw for 300-plus yards in 4 straight games and it's past your bedtime and he's getting drowsy and tired. It's kind of crazy. It's crazy. They say bro's a grandpa. He's got to get home. I love it. I love the fans being just reckless. 1st and 10. Clock is running. 14:45 to go. 14:45. I think I actually got to the perfect spot. Reset to 1st and 10. Clock is running for the Jets. They got to get in the end zone now to make this happen. They are inside Browns territory at their 43. Simeon stepping back, completes it to the sideline. And forward progress is stopped to Garrett Wilson. It'll be 2nd down, about 2. Maybe 1. I'll be generous and give him 2. And let me tell you, they're talking about all the great impacts that Garrett has made tonight. Finally getting his way through to get to the quarterbacks and creating pressure. Browns defense is 1.91 seconds time to pressure. It's the 3rd fastest by any defense in a game this season, so they're really doing well in this game. Very good game against this Jets depleted and underwhelming offensive line. 2nd and 1 it is. And they take the snap. False start probably on Mekhi Becton. I just saw him move early. Flag out. Mekhi Becton moved. It's going to be a 10-yard penalty, 5-yard penalty. Nope, false start. So it's 5-yard penalty. That'll back him up. It is going to be 2nd down, so 2nd and 6 on the way. So Mekhi Becton lining up again after making that bad decision there. Why is the clock stop at 13:42? That shouldn't happen. And the snap is off. Simeon back up, has to throw it in the dirt near a receiver's feet. So 3rd and 6 it is. So what went from being a promising drive is now on the heels of being a failed drive. The Jets still have not missed on a 3rd down conversion of less than 7 yards today. And they're getting lined up. 3rd and 6, 13:39 left in this one. We're waiting. There's a snap. Simeon. Almost intercepted. Nearly intercepted. In and out of the hands of the corner. That's Emerson again. In and out of his hands. He has 4 interceptions on the season. That would have been number 5. And it's 4th down and the Jets are going to have to punt. There's no way you go for it now. Maybe on your next drive. I am stunned that there's no flag on Newsome. They missed a clear and obvious pass interference. I'm not even going to hide the fact. Yeah, I'm not even, they're going for it, but I'm going to tell you now. We'll talk about it after this play. Showing blitz. There's a snap, and there's a flag. Delay of game on the offense, number 14. 5-yard penalty, back it up, 4th and 11. And that's going to send in the punting unit. Unbelievable. I am going to say, though, there was no way that wasn't a pass interference. Newsome comes in, hits Garrett Wilson before that ball even gets to the spot it's supposed to. There's no chance that wasn't a DPI. And the punt's on its way by Morstead. Waving for the fair catch, gets it around the 9-10 yard line. So 13:29 left in this one. First and 10 for the Browns when they come back from commercial. Unbelievable, man. I don't even know what to say. The fact that wasn't PI is comical. I can't believe that. And we're back. We're waiting for the game still to come back, but I'm back because I just ate a bunch. I thought I just zoned out eating all these combos. I'm telling you, the ranch dip, I don't know why. I don't like them, but I can't stop eating them. I can't explain it to you. You never have some tastes bad, it doesn't taste right, but you still can't stop eating it? That's what this is. It's unbelievable. It's all overwhelmingly garlic, but I somehow like it. I somehow can't stop eating it, even though I know it's just terrible. We're going through the trends now. Let's see. Wow. I'm just reading through everything. Big update from 5 minutes ago. One of those catches Wilson made, Garrett Wilson, put him over 1,000 yards for the season, which is impressive considering the state of the offense and the QB position at this point. Like the Mike Evans moment, basically. And for him, he's the first Jets receiver to have consecutive 1,000-yard receiving seasons since Keyshawn Johnson. Not a fake stat. That's a real stat. Browns hand it off and find nice gap there. You stopped around the 17 for forward progress, and it'll be 2nd and 3 for the Browns. A gain of 7. Unbelievable. Wow. They're talking about a good thing right now. I really like what they're talking about. The Browns should be in consideration for Coach of the Year, Stefanski, after everything the Browns have been through. As this is another run for Pierre Strong, getting a gap and squeezing through down around the 30, 35-yard line. A big carry for Strong, and it's 1st and 10. Just dragged a bunch of bodies. 15-yard gain down to the 32. And with Nick Chubb out, the fact that they've been able to rebound and play the way they have, it's a testament to their will and confidence and their investment in having strong depth in their team. I'll be the first to say I was one of the people who said the Browns were done after Watson got hurt. As Strong's going to take this to the outside, gets spun around, still stay on his feet, and he fumbles again, and the Jets recover. And they're saying he's down by contact. And the ball is out. I'm telling you, it was definitely a fumble. This is definitely getting reviewed, and this is getting overturned. The Jets fumbled this ball. They forced the fumble, and they got it back. Jermaine Johnson fell on it. No chance they're not going to call this. Pierre Strong fumbles the football, punched out again. This time Quincy Williams does it, and it's recovered by Jermaine Johnson. There's no chance that they don't rule this fumble. It's a 1st down, Jets. Jets first down in Cleveland territory. They have a chance. So 11:39 to go, and the Jets aren't done yet. It looks like the Jets are irritated because they thought they could advance the ball down the field. And Stefanski's rightfully is upset. Obviously not rightfully, because he definitely was not down. But it's first down regardless. The Jets have the ball around the 40-yard line, or just past the 40. This could be very good for them. Let's see where they place it. I think it was at around the 35 maybe. Let's see the placement. It is on Cleveland's 35-yard line. So 11:55 to go. They're giving some time on the clock to them. 1st and 10. This is a do-or-die moment. Here's the snap. Simeon looking, completes it across the middle. That one's going to be a 5-yard gain. 2nd down and 5 incoming for the Jets. Second and 4 somehow, actually. I take it back. I don't know how those weren't holdings that time, because that one was actually swatted by Shelby Harris. That was swatted by Harris, and that was somehow caught. I respect it. 2nd and 4. Simeon throws it through the hands of Xavier Gibson, no flag. Emerson in the coverage, and no flag is thrown. 3rd and 4. We're going to watch the replay. I'll tell you if it's definitely a pass interference or not. Makes a good cut inside, and nope. I don't see a hold. I don't see it. Is he on him? Sure. Is he holding him? No. It's not enough to call for pass interference either. Showing blitz. Are they bringing it? Yes, they are. No, they're not. They're dropping back. This one completed to the tight end, Conklin, who's going to be shy of the first down marker. He's going to be a little bit short. It'll only be 4th and inches. And in this situation of the game, you got to go for it. 11 minutes to go. You need 17 points. You need to go for it. No exceptions. QB sneaking coming. He didn't get it. He didn't get it. And the Jets did not get the 4th down conversion. The Browns stonewall them. Oh my goodness. One of the D linemen went low and wrapped him up as he was trying to go to the left. That was Elliott in on that. Jordan Elliott with the big play on 4th down to end the drive and get the ball back in the hands of their quarterback, Mr. Joe Flacco. Oh my goodness. And Garrett Wilson is beside himself right now. And Schwartz is a happy man, defensive coordinator for the Browns. And Saleh with the smug look on his face like, oh man, how do I still have a job right now? Well, in this half, New York's had the ball way more than Cleveland has, but they haven't been able to capitalize on the turnovers. They have not been able to do so. They've had 2 turnovers in this half, and yet they still have not managed to be able to take any points out of it. The first time they did it, they had a punt blocked. They had a field goal blocked. The second time, they got stopped on 4th down. On a 4th and inches situation with a QB sneak that was just a good play by the defensive tackle. New York's offense stays on the field. We just had a flag. I'm going to explain the flag real quick. I'm going to explain it. It's a first down for the Jets. So, yes, they didn't get the first down, right, on the sneak. But the Browns had 12 men on the field. They didn't get all 12 off. So the Jets keep the football on a penalty, 12 men on the field on the defense, and it's first down Jets. The Jets keep the football. I was wondering why it was taking them so long to get the ball set and to get the team switched out. Oh my goodness. So now just around the 20-yard line, here are the Jets on 1st and 10. Simeon Drops back, completes it. Gibson tries to make a move, tackled behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and probably 12. I'll get confirmed that in about 3 seconds. Pretty sure it's 2nd and 12. Clock stopped at 10:36. And I believe there's an injury timeout. They're going to stop there and check out one of their players. We're going to take a look at the remaining schedules of both of the AFC North right now. The Ravens, after Miami game this week, if they lose, they would have to lose to the Steelers, and the Browns would have to beat the Bengals next week for the Browns to win the North. Now, if the Ravens beat Miami, they win the North. If the Browns win the next 2 and the Ravens lose the next 2, the Browns win the division. So this game is already huge in of itself, as the injured check coming off the field is number 65. That's going to be Xavier Newman, the right guard for the Jets. It's number 65 of the Jets, Xavier Newman, one of the backups. And a new lineman is in. With 10:25 to go and counting, it's 2nd and 12. The Jets take the snap, looking. And there's a flag on the play. Clock stops. How much sloppier could this game get? And it gets way sloppier. It is a false start on the offense. Joe Tippmann, number 66. That's going to back him up about 5 yards, turn into a 2nd and 17. He's done a great job, don't get me wrong, filling in for McGovern. But, dude, Tippmann has made some serious mistakes at terrible spots. So 10:18 on the clock. Clock hasn't started yet. It'll start on the snap. And the ball, they're showing 4-man rush with a nice edge rush coming. That is what they do. Simeon completes it short across the middle, but that's only going to get about a yard for Breece Hall. And it'll be 3rd and 16. And I'm telling you now, they're not converting this. I've seen this story way too many times before. These Jets are not converting this play. They're not doing it. It's over. Right here. Now, the Jets left 2 timeouts, and the Browns have all 3. 9:46 to go. Here's the snap. Simeon got some time, being chased. He goes down short of the line of scrimmage. Tackle made by 91. I think they said that's right. So 4th down and 17. That was a loss of 1. Sack made by Alex Wright, the defensive end for the Browns. Great play, great play. And so the Jets are out for a field goal on 4th and 16. It's a 44-yarder. They're going to come in hard on the right. And he gets it off in time. And the kick is up and good. So the Jets add on a field goal. Finally, it's the first points of the second half for both teams. And they're only down 14 with 8:50 to go. Browns getting the ball back. I don't know how we're still dealing with this game, man. Great, the Jets are fighting. It's ugly fighting, but they're alive. Unbelievable. Just scrolling through Twitter right now. analyzing everything. Every piece of news, every little tweet, everything. Sorry, post. That's how X is treating it now. This is bad, man. This is really bad. I'm going to tell you this, though. I was going to have a guest on tonight for this to do the game with us, but you know what? I think it's better this way. Honestly. Because the Jets are so bad right now, I think any Jets fan would have asked to come on would have gotten off at this point from how bad they've played. Every opportunity was in the Jets' offense's hands to make this a winnable game. And they haven't capitalized. They haven't done it. The offense has stalled. Stupid mistakes. Bad discipline. There's just no running away from this one. If I'm a media member and I'm interviewing or doing post-game on Saleh, do you know how fast I would be, one, pissed, and two, be throwing every little thing in the book at him to figure out what in the hell he was thinking most of these games. Why are there so many penalties? Why are offensive linemen not doing their job? They're making dumb mistakes with false starts. One of the most penalized offensive lines in football. One of the worst in blocking for the pass. One of the worst in blocking for the run. I mean, dude, figure something out. Something's got to be done. And here's the sad part. Nobody will be fired. Nobody's job will be in jeopardy because Aaron Rodgers got hurt. I want you to think about that. This coaching staff that is coaching this disastrous season is going to keep their job because the starting quarterback got hurt in the first 4 snaps of the game. On the 5th snap of the season, he gets a season-ending injury, and that's it. I cannot stress this enough of how bad, again, I can't stress this enough, how bad this Jets team has been this year. And it's all on the coaching staff. You can argue about anything else. Zach Wilson this, Zach Wilson that, QB play that, QB play this. But you can't make an excuse for not being able to work through this as this throw is well over the running back. And that'll be incomplete. 8:45 on the clock, 2nd down and 10. Flacco misses that one over the running back on the left side. Offensively, this team is just over 400 yards on the night total for the Cleveland Browns. They've only had 35 in the second half. Jets with 118. But yet the Jets still haven't scored any points. I've scored 3 points in those 118 yards and all the turnovers they've had. It's been ridiculous that they've only had that. 2nd and 10. Again, coaching staff. Offensively, something's got to be done. Listen, if I'm the owner, Nathaniel Hackett's gone. Sorry, this offense looks like total dog crap. As this carry to what looks to be Kareem Hunt goes nowhere, 3rd down and 10. You got an offense that looks like dog crap, that can't finish drives. Okay, and I mean this in the most serious way possible, okay? I watch what's going on, and you can only blame so much on the offensive line. I'll go again. They're banged up every year. They're missing things every year. They're undisciplined every year. They're making mistakes every year. They can't block a wet paper bag. There are so many problems that I can't begin to count. As Flacco completes this one to Njoku, who goes down around the 30, and the quarterback is celebrating the tackle as in he just won the lottery. Well, guess what? Great. It's 4th down and 5. Still got 2 touchdowns to score, so don't celebrate yet, bud. Don't celebrate yet. The total schmuck move. Under 8 minutes to go, the Jets are pretty much over at this point. They're going to try to act like they have some fight left in them. 14 points, 7.5 minutes. Not happening. They're going to give these Jets fans hope, though. I know that for a fact. Not even a Jets fan. And I feel bad. 4th and 4. Browns are going to punt. And the punt is on the way. 7:18 and counting. Gibson's going to return this one from the 13. Try to make a move. He's going to go out bounds around the 22-yard line. And that'll stop the clock at 7:13. So 1st and 10 for the Jets when they come back from commercial. Cleveland up 14 again, 34-20 with 7:13 left in this one. Specifically, the Browns being 7 minutes away from securing themselves a playoff spot. Now I'm going to pause the mic as I crush a water bottle. This is about to be an all-time rant you guys are about to see in about 3 seconds. So I'm going to wait until maybe the next drive. We'll get into a rant. And I'm not even a Jets fan, and I'm going to rant. I'm probably going to kill my voice, and I won't be able to do a stream if I can tomorrow. It's going to kill me. This is going to kill me. All right. I'm looking through it now. Making sure I got all my information I need to go nuts. To go absolutely wild. Is there anything I could say, honestly? Anything? Yeah, there's something I could say. Okay. I'm just going to pull up numbers. Okay? I'm just going to pull up numbers. Because right now, I don't think I can handle screaming into a microphone. And I'm going to do everything I can not to scream, I promise you. But I can't guarantee that I won't. Because this is bad. Let's do this. Penalty data this year. All right? Let me go ahead and get you the O-line penalties this year. Let's talk about the most penalized player in terms of holding this year. The New York Jets, right? Actually don't have a single guy in the top whatever with holdings. False starts. Let's see false starts. Mekhi Becton has the 3rd most false starts among players this year. Among players this year. 1st and 10 here for the Jets on their own 23. Taking the snap, and he gets obliterated in the backfield. Owusu-Koramoah just dancing on him. What a play. Obliterated that running back in the backfield. That's going to be 2nd down and what feels like 30 after that hit. Breece Hall had nothing. Nothing he could do. That's got to be like 2nd and 14 even. And you know it's gotten bad when Al Michaels and Kirk Herbstreit are on the television petting a dog. Because they're trying to take eyes away from this terrible game. As this one is completed to Breece Hall, who goes out of bounds after about a 6-7 yard gain. It'll be 3rd down. And what's probably 8 to go. 3rd and 6, actually. Wow, so he got 8 yards. Whoop-de-doo. And I've lost all energy in this game. I've lost everything. 3rd and 9, actually. .613, they said the Jets were trying to rush the snap and they couldn't get the Browns to set for the ball in time. And they said that you can't do that. So they're saying you have to wait. They didn't flag him and said you got to wait. That's ridiculous. So you mean the way I've been doing it in Madden has been wrong for years? As Hall catches it and he just slips in the dirt and goes down. It's a loss. It's a gain of about 2-3 yards. So we're going to say about 4th and 4. 5:57 to go and counting. I don't know why the clock is moving so slow on here, but I'm trying my best to make it move faster. Fourth and 6, my fault. He didn't even get anything. Dropping back, moving. Simeon on the run. He's not going to get tackled. He's going down around the marker. They're going to say he's short. Clock is stopped at 5:21. They got to check if he had enough yardage on it. No, he's short. Nope. Shin hits the ground. Sorry. Shin hits the dirt. He's short. Don't even try it. He's not getting the first down. They're going to check it anyway. They got to be crazy. Got to be crazy to be checking this. Didn't get it. That's what I thought. Browns football. Well, folks, that'll do it, which means I can start ranting. 1st and 10. Once again, not a Jet fan, but I'm ranting regardless. Absolutely terrible. He couldn't extend. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to say, honestly. First and 10 on the 33 of the Jets. I really want to share this joke and I can't. I know I sound really quiet, but I gotta wait. As we get a good run by Hunt, shaking off some tacklers, going down about a yard short. He'll be 2nd and 1. Jets and Browns, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this. It was the first ever primetime game on a Monday night ever. First ever Monday Night Football game was the Browns and the Jets. When Joe Namath was still the quarterback and the Jets were still hopeful of having a good future. And when they had a soul. And so we continue on. With the clock still ticking away. 2nd and 2. Handoff again to Hunt. He's going to get another first down to about the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. And they're just going to pile it on. Just pile it on. Just pile it on. Pile it on. Let's talk about the most penalized offensive lineman in football. Mekhi Becton is up there. What are the Jet players listed here? Right now, he's really on there. He's got like 9 penalties on his own. This handoff only goes to about 3 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 7 for Kareem Hunt. They're just going to keep the ball on the ground. It's the smartest thing you could do. Run the clock down as much as you can. Ice the game away. That's it. Just ice it. And I'm sitting here and just doing it. The most declined penalty. Okay. Declined penalties or offset by an opposing penalty. The Mr. Mekhi Becton has 4 of them declined on him, which means if they would have counted, he probably would be one of, if not the most penalized offensive lineman in football. And on 2nd and 7, this handoff to Kareem Hunt is going to be in the backfield. Doesn't get there in time to the line of scrimmage, going to lose a yard. 3rd and 8. Do you guys also know that Joe Tippmann and Connor McGovern each have a lot of deferred penalties? They each have 2. They both have 2. And the one has 4 currently called on him and 3 for the other. Not a good thing. Not a good thing at all. Actually absurd. Actually absurd. Let's talk about some of these little team stats, right? Let's go to team defensive stats. Because I like that. I like that. Let's talk about team defense. I don't have any... I'm not going to say I don't have any problems. I do have some problems with it. But let's start with this. As they continue to work on a 3rd and 9 with 3:03 to go. And the clock was stopped. So 3:03 to go. Ball snapped, and they're going down around the 14-yard line, 15, so it'd be like 4th and 4. So 4th and 4 with 2:52 to go. Timeout was used by the Jets. That's their final timeout. They've both used timeouts at this point. So they have no more remaining. Don't know why they're even trying at this point. 2:58 remaining. That's going to send out the field goal unit. If they make the field goal, the game's over, by the way. It's already over if they kick the field goal and make it. So they're sending out the field goal unit. They make the field goal, it's over. And the Jets can pretty much do absolutely nothing about it. It would take a absolute miracle of seismic proportions to have the Jets find a way to win or tie this game. 33-yard attempt. This is a chip shot extra point, basically. As the snap, the hold, and the kick are all good. So 2:54 on the clock, and the Browns reclaim a 17-point lead. So 37-20 with 2:54 to go. It's going to be 1st and 10 when they come back from commercial. The season finale of football next week for regular season starts on Saturday, 4:30 and 8:15. We don't have any games designated yet. 4:30 p.m. and 8:15 next week. And then everything else they got. Now here's the current playoff picture for those who don't know. The Ravens clinched the playoffs 12-3. The Dolphins have clinched playoffs 11-4. The Chiefs and Jaguars are both division leaders at 9-6 and 8-7. The Browns, Bills, and Colts are currently in wildcard spots. And in the NFC, the Niners have clinched the West. The Eagles have clinched the playoffs. The Lions have clinched the playoffs and the North. The Bucks are leading in the South. And in the wild card, you have the Cowboys who clinched the playoffs, the Rams in a wild card spot, and the Seahawks in a wild card spot. That's currently where they're at. And again, this thing could still shake up. There are still some teams in the hunt that can make some damage. Remember, 20 teams are in the running to make the playoffs total. 20 teams can be in the playoff picture. And the Jets are going to field this one. Gibson on the run, trying to make something happen. He's not going to do it. Going out around the 22-23 yard line. I'm going to take 249 down to 249. That is where he's at. I cannot stress enough how frustrated I am as a non-Jets fan about the Jets. I really can't. I really should save a rant for tomorrow, but I don't think I'm in the mood. I think I want to make some highlights tonight. And this will go on the YouTube, on the shorts. This will go on TikTok. This will go on everything. So we're going to wait for this game to end. And then we'll do it. Simeon takes the snap on 1st and 10. Checks it down to what looks to be 88. I believe that is Mr. Who's that? I can't even tell. They must have taken some guys out if I don't know the names. Because I usually know these guys' names. I don't know this guy's name. 88. Must be a tight end probably. Simeon dropping back to throw. Goes across the middle. Nobody's there. It's behind the running back, Abanikanda. It's 3rd and 2. 2:23 on the clock. Let's get the game over with, man. I want to rant. And if they get the stop here, the Browns will get it back. Pass a 2-minute warning. And they'll kneel to end the game. And again, with the Browns win tonight, they will go to the playoffs. And there is another flag. Oh my goodness, they can't stop. False start on who? Mekhi Becton. I can't do this. Third and 7. Freaking Jets can't do nothing right. Here's a snap for Simeon. Takes it. Drops back. Completes it across the middle. For the first down. Tyler Conklin on the catch. 2:14 to go. They'll probably take it down a 2-minute warning. We don't know yet. 2:10. Maybe they'll run a quick play. Let's see. 2:07. They can get it off in time. 2:06. They get it off. Throwing it, dumping it. Couldn't catch it. 2-minute warning. So 2nd and 10. 2 minutes to go. Game's pretty much over. About 99.9% at this point. This was a nightmare game for Becton, in a real short way to put it. 3 penalties, 1 sack allowed. My God, is this terrible. I don't even know what to say at this point. I can't believe it. So 2 minutes to go. It's 2nd and 10. As a rule reminder for everybody, there are no coaches' challenges allowed in the last 2 minutes. Only the referees can call for it. At 2nd and 10, they're looking completed and down the middle. It's Abanaconda who goes down around the 43, 42-yard line. So 3rd down. Clock is counting down. And it's like 3rd and 2. I'm going to reload the page because my clock isn't running very fast. Done. Dropping back, completes it just shy of midfield. And Conklin stopped at the 48-yard line, but it's a 1st down nonetheless. The Jets are moving. 1:24 to go. Now they want to move. This will be the first game all time with 50-plus combined points in the first half and no touchdowns in the second half. This will be the first time it's ever happened in NFL history, and it would be so fitting. Completed short. They're going for it, and Abanaconda gets down to the 1st down marker. It's another 1st down for the Jets. 1 minute to go. 1st and 10. The Browns are less than 60 seconds away from going into the playoffs for the first time in 2 years. Here's the snap. Simeon throwing it, swatted at the line, and it was caught by Abanaconda. 2nd down, it looks to be probably 9-8. Say 9. 2nd and 9 with 32 to go. Jets are going to try to at least score a touchdown. They're going to try. 27 seconds to go. And counting. Drop it back. Completes it underneath to Abanaconda again. Slips and goes down a yard short. 3rd and 1. Clock continuing running. 12 seconds to go. 10. 9. And they stop it with 9 seconds. And a Browns player's down. Who does that look to be? 12 seconds. Why do you have to add time onto this game? Just end it already. And apparently in this Browns game, we do have an injured player on the field. I'm still waiting to see a number. It is Zadarius Smith. Zadarius Smith with an injury, getting helped up off the field. Getting through, and it looks like he went down. He just went. Looks like he might have been out of breath. Hopefully just a stinger, nothing crazy. Yeah, because when he went down a little weird. He's coming off. He's all right. I think he's all right. Something small, maybe some cramps. He's coming off all happy and smiling, so shouldn't be a big deal. So the Browns are 3rd and 1 and 12 seconds away from booking their spot in the playoffs right here and keeping their hopes so far of winning the AFC North alive. 3rd and 1. Simeon takes the snap, looking, dropping back, swatted at the line, 8 seconds. 4th and 1. They're going to have at least one more play with 8 seconds left. And with this win, Flacco will now be 4-1 as the starting quarterback, as they're showing. Oh my goodness. You guys ever seen Billy Madison with the Blob? Which was the overweight wrestler who retired because he killed somebody? Yeah, I think I just saw that, but he was a Cleveland Brown fan. Completes it over the middle, and it's going to be inside the 15, going down at around the 12 with 2, 1. There it is, folks. The Cleveland Browns are going back to the playoffs. After beating the Jets 37-20 in embarrassing fashion, the Browns are now 11-5 on the season. And I forgot to add that we were in the fourth quarter. Final. We are at the final. The Browns with the victory, 37-20, and have clinched their spot in the playoffs. They're now going to 11-5 while the Jets fall to a measly and underwhelming 6-10. But you could have predicted that. It was a pretty easy thing to predict. So congratulations to the Browns on booking their spot into the playoffs. And if all goes well and they're able to steal the division somehow, maybe they will have themselves a playoff spot. A playoff home game. Can you imagine that? Cleveland gets a playoff home game. That in itself would be a Christmas miracle. Or a miracle for the new year. Let's talk about the Jets now. I'm ready to rant. The Jets had it off for this. You know what? No. I'll leave it on. If we're going to make this video, we have to do this the right way. If we're going to make this video, we have to do this. We have to do this the right way. So we're going to do this the only way I know. Are you ready? Okay. Start recording now. We're going to save this clip. The New York Jets have now lost their 10th game of the season. Never mind the fact that, you know what, let's not even go with that. Let's start with the most important thing. Why are the Jets so bad? Okay? Can it be their offensive line is one of the worst in the league? Could it be that they're injured? Could it be that Mekhi Becton is getting too many penalties? Could it be that Joe Tippmann's hurt? I mean, that Joe Tippmann is making a lot of penalties himself. A lot of deferred penalties, too, between him and McGovern. Can we say that it's incompetent QB play? Can we say it is because an offensive coordinator is bland and vanilla and doesn't like to get creative and allows quarterbacks to do the work? Can we say it's because the coaching staff has no backbone? Can we say it's because the coaching staff hasn't taught discipline to its players? What can we say as the excuse for the Jets? Can we say all of it? Yeah, absolutely. As a Jet fan and as an NFL fan, you should name every single one of those things as a reason for the Jets being this way. You have every right to be mad at this organization. Because this organization, once again, has failed you. And I'm going to put this in the best way possible for the Jets fans. Your organization failed you because they think that one player can plug the problem. One player can fix everything for you. And the truth is, that's not how football works. We're going to go out and we're going to get Aaron Rodgers. And that's going to solve the problems. We're going to go right back to the playoffs. We're going to go far. How about this? Bullshit. How about this for you? How about get a proper second string quarterback? Your project wasn't working the first 2 years. Maybe your coaching staff was the problem. Okay? Maybe that's reasonable. That's a reasonable excuse. This man was not supposed to play this year. I get it. I get that Aaron Rodgers was supposed to play. But guess what? Shit happens. You cannot make the excuse that your quarterback got hurt, the one that you wanted to play, 4 snaps into the season, and that everything should be on the fault of that quarterback being hurt. Because one, it's not fair to the quarterback. Let's get that out of the way. It's not fair to him. Not fair to Rodgers. He can't control the fact that he tore his Achilles. He can't control the fact that the offensive line couldn't block. He lost his footing on the turf and popped his Achilles. The turf that, by the way, you were supposed to pay and fix for. And you said you solved it. And what happened? More guys got hurt. So that's a whole argument in itself. But the quarterbacks, the physical quarterbacks, if you knew in week 1, coming off that victory against Buffalo, that there was potential to save the season with the talent you had, wouldn't you think to open the offense up for the quarterback to work? Wouldn't you think to put him in the best situation to succeed by letting him do what he does best? He's a pure scrambler with a phenomenal arm. Listen, Jets fans can get mad all they want. They can say whatever BS they want it to me about Zach Wilson is this, Zach Wilson that. The truth is, coming into the league, he had one of the most talented arms I had seen. He was a pure arm talent. He had good mobility. The guy can run. The guy can scramble. But in this offense, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you feel like he's been opened up in the way that you were hoping the number 2 overall pick would be opened up? No. And whose fault is that? That's on the coach. That's on the coordinator. That's on the QB coach. It's on everybody. What you're witnessing, people, is this. You're witnessing the incompetence of an organization on full display. The New York Jets will continue to fail as long as they make bonehead decisions like they did this past offseason. If you're going to bring in a guy like Aaron Rodgers and he tells you to bring in Tim frickin' Boyle, you don't bring in Tim Boyle. You look at his records, you look at his accolades, you kindly tell Aaron Rodgers, hey, we get you want to bring your boy here, but you need to understand something. He's not good. He can't play at the NFL level. And the fact he's been around this long is mind-blowing. So we're going to kindly decline to do that. You don't build it. This is what's even scarier. This is what's even scary to me. This Jets offense was one of the worst in the league this year, if not already the worst. The fact they scored 20 points tonight is a miracle. 13 points scored by the offense. How many turnovers did the Jets defense get? I want to talk about this because the Jets defense actually wasn't the problem at all. I want you guys to know that. I don't care if 37 points was let up. The problem was this Jets offense could not benefit in every scenario that was given to them. It was put in their hands. And I'm going to explain to you guys what I mean. In terms of turnovers, right? The Browns turned over the ball 3 times. They fumbled the ball twice, and they threw an interception. That's 3 turnovers. On those turnovers, right? How many points did the Jets score on offense? We're going to go to the play-by-play and pull this up. Okay? The Browns fumble the ball before the end of the second quarter. Actually, yeah, in the second quarter. And Njoku fumbles. Mosley recovers it. The Jets, 3 and out. 3 and out. On the following play. On the following drive, it's a 3 and out. Browns score a touchdown. Punt. And then the Browns have an interception touchdown. A pick 6 was thrown by Joe Flacco that kept them somewhat alive in the game. Somewhat alive. At this point. Then the Browns get another touchdown. Just get a field goal. They got 7 points off a touchdown because the defense scored it. Let's take away the fact that the defense scored it, right? Take away everything the defense did. Let's focus on the actual turnovers and what the offense did off the turnovers. They didn't score off that fumble. They went 3 and out. They had another fumble that resulted in a field goal. 3 points off a field goal. And it was a 7-play, 3-minute drive where they had to go 9 yards. They went 9 yards in 7 plays. Respectfully speaking, this offense shouldn't have been this way. This is an offense that I want to... This offense is proving to me, once and for all, that the Jets have no idea what they're doing. They are throwing things at the wall and hoping they stick. They're taking a ball of putty and they're throwing it at a wall and saying, does this work? They're taking a bowl of pasta, throwing it at a wall and saying, is it sticking? Will this work? Realistically, you had options. If you felt that Wilson was the future of the franchise after Rodgers left, that was worth fixing, the guy gets redshirted. And if he had to get pulled out for emergency, you find a game plan to fit the guy's strength, which should have been the plan when you drafted him. And you haven't done that. And listen, you can say all you want about I never got to play at the high school level. But I have watched and studied this game and been around football players since, how long am I going to say, 8 years? Since I was a freshman in high school? Studying the game, been around the coaching staffs, been around everything. And I've studied this game more than my actual college career. When I was in college getting great grades, I focused on this game more than I did in school. And I'm telling you, I have seen everything. I have correctly seen the careers of so many quarterbacks and seen their potential. I had Mahomes picked out from day one. I had Dak Prescott picked out from day one. There's so many guys. Yes, do you miss on some? Yes, I missed on Paxton Lynch and I missed on Drew Lock. But I hit on Lamar. I hit on Jalen Hurts. There are so many quarterbacks. I was right about Dwayne Haskins. I was right about Zach Wilson when he was drafted. He's not a bad quarterback. He's just on a bad team. I hope he gets a fresh scenery. I feel like the team ruined it. If it wasn't for the fact that Aaron Rodgers was hurt, the coaching staff would not have a job right now. Let's call it what it is. The excuse that they have to wipe everything away and why Woody Johnson is going to let this slide, is because Aaron Rodgers got hurt. Aaron Rodgers gives everybody a free pass. So you could suck as bad as you want, but you're safe because guess what? Our starting quarterback got hurt. Our Hall of Fame quarterback got hurt, so we can do this. When realistically, if he had gotten hurt and he was not Aaron Rodgers, let's say it's somebody lesser, and this is no dig to the quarterback because I think he's a great quarterback. Let's say it was Jared Goff leading the New York Jets. And he has the same type of situation happen. And you put out Zach Wilson and the same thing happens. Do you think that the Jets would have kept their coaching staff? The answer is no. It wouldn't have kept their jobs. They would not be safe. Why? Because Jared Goff was not Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback who was meant to turn around the future of the franchise, and they were trying to pull a Buccaneer. They were trying to do what Tampa did with Tom Brady, but doing this with Aaron Rodgers, just like they tried to do with Brett Favre the first time, before he got hurt. So now, let's throw this in. They're getting an exception from this. Rodgers is going to come back next year, and they're going to give him a fresh slate. How about this for an idea? How about you move on from Hackett, because clearly the offense looks identical to last season. Did anybody notice that? They switch coordinators, and it looks the same. It's like as if, Saleh has the playbook, and that Saleh's running the offense, really, and that Hackett's just going off whatever Saleh gives him? I don't know. With the Jets, they're such a unique case of stupid, it doesn't make sense. You can't predict what they do, because you'll say, they're going to throw it. Listen, he's got a man wide open right there, right? Wide open to the sideline, running a nice little out route to the sideline. Okay, cool. The Jets would be the team to say, don't throw that scramble when there's a blitz. That is what the Jets organization is. And then when it doesn't happen, and it doesn't go their way, they're like, oh, well, the quarterback should have known better. This coaching staff is designed to help the players fail. You want to call it what it is? I'm going to call it what it is. Kudos to the defense. Defense plays their heart out every year. I don't know how this defense hasn't quit yet. Hasn't said sign me. Who hasn't said trade me? Who didn't say release me? Who didn't say bench me? Who didn't say waive me? I don't know how the Jets defense hasn't given up on the year. Because at this point, they gave up 37 points today, and they're going to get blamed for this. When it's in actuality, all on the offense. I don't care what your yardage shows. You need to finish your drives, and you did absolutely nothing with Trevor Siemian. You've got one of the best receivers, young receivers in the NFL, in Garrett Wilson, the future of the New York Jets. He just accomplished a nice little accolade tonight that no Jets receiver has done since before I was born. I was born in 2000. The last time a Jets receiver had consecutive seasons with 1,000 yards receiving or more was 98-99, which was Keyshawn Johnson. How embarrassing is that? How embarrassing is that? Is that in 23 years, you could have a single receiver do that? And who did you have in your time? I like every Jets fan can answer this for me. Jericho Cotchery, Blacksco Burst for a bit, Eric Decker. You had, I mean, there's so many names you could go with. I'm going with just the first ones I can think of. Leon Washington even as a receiver. There were so many guys. Quincy Enunwa, another one I just thought of. Brandon Marshall. All these different receivers they have had over these years. Nobody's able to do a back-to-back 1,000-yard season or more. That's disgusting. If you are a Jet fan, I pray for you. I don't know how you do it. You should be given a Medal of Honor for dealing with this team. A Medal of Honor. I've had enough. And I'm not even a Jet fan. Again, I am ranting as not as a Jet fan, but as a fan of football and who loves the game. You need to do better. And the way you do better is you get rid of the problem. And the problem is clearly Saleh. I don't care what you say to me about this man. But being 6-10 and using the excuse of my quarterback is hurt is not okay. It's not okay. That's the mindset of a quitter. Now it's 6-10. I got to add a loss to this, right? Saleh, again, great defensive mind. You didn't need defensive mind to know that your offense was been the issue this whole time. Let's go off the record. I want his record. Okay? In his time frame as the coach of the New York Jets, he is 17-33. 17-33. I need to understand how in all this time, right? How does that even happen? I got to go and get I got to do this. The Jets numbers. I'm going to get the New York Jets as a whole. I'm going to get the franchise. I want to get the leaders in the coaching category, okay? Let's get this. The win-loss percentage. Saleh right now has a win-loss percentage that I don't even know if it can be beaten. His win-loss percentage is worse than Todd Bowles. And I can't tell you how many Jets fans go up to me and tell me Todd Bowles is one of, if not the worst coach we have ever had in the history of the Jets. And that's just off recent memory for them. You know, they don't know about Rich Kodite. They don't know about Lou Holtz. They know about Adam Gase. Adam Gase is clearly a terrible coach. But when he was coaching those 2 seasons, right? I want to do this. I'm going to go into the numbers on this because Saleh took over after that. And Saleh has been god-awful. And I mean awful. I'm going to pull up for you the Jets records of the previous seasons. I'm going to show you everything. In 2019 and 2020 were the seasons he coached, right? That is when you had Sam Darnold, Le'Veon Bell, Jamison Crowder as your top players. The following season, Darnold, Frank Gore, Jamison Crowder. It can't get worse than that, right? 7-9 the first year. Great. Not bad. Offensively, their passing game, 29th in league in yards, 27th in touchdowns, 23rd in interceptions, yards per attempt, 29th. They couldn't let Darnold open up anything. They wouldn't even let him open up a can of soup unsupervised. The run game was terrible. 31st in the league in yards and 31st in touchdowns. Second worst in the league. That's horrific. Let's go to the next season when they went 2-14 with Gase. And then they fired in the season after. 31st in passing yards, 28th in touchdowns, 23 in interceptions, 23rd in rushing, 31 in touchdowns. In that alone. And defensively, they were in the can that year. They come in 2021 with Saleh, 4-13 in the first season. This is with Zach Wilson leading the way now. Okay? With Zach Wilson leading the way. 20th in passing yards, 25th in touchdowns, 29th in interceptions, 27th in rushing, 18 in rushing touchdowns. That's where they're at. Their defense, bottom in the categories in almost everything. Last year, 7-10. They looked like a fun team last year. I was excited for them. I didn't think LaFleur was actually the worst thing in the world because they were 15th in passing yards, 31st in passing touchdowns, which was the issues from day one, and 17th interceptions. They were smarter as a team last year. They were better overall as a team last year than they are this year. On the ground, still the same problems. Now let's go to this year. You switched offensive coordinators, right? You had Mike LaFleur for 2 years. You had a rough first year, a little bit better than whatever Gase had. Then you got even better the following year. You get rid of Mike LaFleur after showing improvement. And Hackett now, as the offensive coordinator, 31st in passing yards, despite the fact you're 10th in attempts. I don't get it. Lowest amount of passing touchdowns in the league. 24th in interceptions, 32nd in yards per attempt. Running on the ground, 28th and 32nd. They can't run the ball again outside of Breece Hall. So, explain this to me. How much different is the Jets without Mike LaFleur than they are with Nathaniel Hackett? I think we're getting to the point here. I think we're finding the common denominator in all of this. The offensive coordinators aren't the problem. It's the coach. It's the coach. Now keep in mind, Adam Gase is regarded as, to Jets fans, the worst one they've had in the recent decades that they've had a team. Since 2000, they feel that he was the worst coach. I want to stress that. Because Adam Gase was hated by so many fans. It cannot be stressed enough. And if you go to his coaching history, right? When he was in Miami, he was actually half decent in Miami. And this is a guy who was an offensive coordinator in Denver and Chicago. So here he comes right to the Jets. And the Jets are trash. And the Dolphins were also meh. So I'm trying to understand why you would go from a team that had offensive struggles, was an offensive coordinator, and go to a guy who's defensive coordinator and doesn't know offense. That's where I'm lost. Like, there are so many issues with the Jets, I can't continue on like this. I feel like I'm going to lose my voice if I keep going. So I'm going to sum it up short. The answer is, you fire Saleh, you fire the entire coaching staff. If worse came to worse, you go out there and you get an offensive coordinator to become your head coach. Specifically, Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson from Detroit should be the next coach of the New York Jets. That is their target. But here's the problem. Woody Johnson has his head up there. I can't fix what he has up here. Nobody's going to convince him. No money in the world could fix that. Because he shelled out so much money to make sure he got Rodgers. To promise him that they're going to bring a championship. He has to live by that. But if he really wants to win with Rodgers, he's got to bring in a guy who cares about the offense. That knows the offense and knows how to do offense. Ben Johnson knows offense. Robert Saleh doesn't know what offense is. He doesn't know what it's like to have a competent quarterback. Zach Wilson was a competent quarterback coming in. The problem is, who ruined him? Who ruined him? Saleh. And I'm going to tell you, I'm not saying I am a huge fan of Wilson. I'm saying that his potential and ceiling is still high. And it was high when it came in. But now it's lower because Mr. Saleh ruined it and lowered the ceiling. Just like the Gaze ruined and lowered the ceiling of Sam Darnold, who is now the backup to Brock Purdy in San Francisco. And he was at one point starting in Carolina not too long ago. So yeah, I think it's safe to say I've had enough. The answer is you fire Saleh and you fire Hackett. I like your defensive coordinator. I'd bring him back if Ben Johnson wants him. Johnson needs to coach the Jets and coach Rodgers. But guess what? It won't happen because Woody Johnson does not care. He knows that Rodgers didn't play this year, and he's giving them all a pass by saying, you can do whatever you want this year. It doesn't matter. Rodgers is coming back. Just don't look bad. They look terrible, but hey, they got 6 wins. And that's my rant. You let Joe Flacco, at almost 39 years old, 39 in 3 weeks, throw for 350-plus yards on you. How shameful is that? How shameful is it that you let this man do that? I've never in my life seen that happen. With a defense that's so good, and your offense couldn't do anything. That's shameful. And with that, I hope you get crushed by New England next week. That's it for the rant. I'm done. I've screamed long enough. I've nearly lost my voice at this point. It's over. So let's call it what it is. The Jets lose this game. Congratulations to the Browns. You've clinched your playoff spot. I'm very happy for you. You guys deserve it as an organization. Went through hell and back this year, and you found your way to get there thanks to Stefanski. Very proud of you guys. Stefanski should absolutely be in Coach of the Year conversation. Happy for Joe Flacco getting his recovery and making his way back in the league and proving everybody wrong. I love all of this, and I love this story. So congrats, Cleveland, and I'll be rooting for you. For the New York Jets, fix everything. You got to go back to square one. And I'll repeat it again. You did not need to fire Mike LaFleur last year. You did it anyway, and you're paying the price for it. It's karma. That's going to do it for the stream, everybody. I will be back tomorrow. The plan is hopefully do a morning show of some kind tomorrow morning. I don't know the exact time yet, but I will let you guys know sometime later tonight, probably around midnight, 12:30. I'll be letting you guys know exactly the time we'll be doing the show. I'm hoping maybe sometime around like 10, 11, depending on when I get my sleep. But until then, and again, this will all be coverage of NFL stuff. We'll be doing NFL, college football, all that for the weekend. But again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate all of you. If you're tuning in for the first time here on YouTube or Twitch, please consider following the Twitch channel and putting notifications on so you guys don't miss when we go live. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube, please consider subscribing. We've got a lot of content working on to come out here. Big projects. And I'll also make more about the project announcement tomorrow about what's going on with the Senior Bowl and my recent announcement about my trip going to Mobile, Alabama. So once again, thank you all for tuning in. And we will see you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good one.
I hope that every morning you wake up thinking about what you gave up. I hope you're staring down at your coffee, wondering how you lost me. And when you're in your bed asleep, that instead of dreams you get memories, and you can't believe that you ever thought you'd do better. Hope it haunts you forever. I hope I haunt you forever. I hope I haunt you forever. I hope that all your friends ask about me, they don't know you without me. I hope your parents tell you they miss us when you go home for Christmas. Every word you read, every place you see, everyone you meet reminds you of me, and how you'll never do better. Hope it haunts you forever. I hope I haunt you forever.